What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm the governor, the pissed off fucking Xbox hating governor right now. I am in a mood tonight. Welcome to the sexiest best damn podcast Tuesday nights, the Council Corner. Tonight is another really great show we have lined up for you. But first, on last week's show, we talked about Mass Effect Andromeda, GameStop answer for Xbox Game Pass, and a ton of games. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we'll be talking about the new PS4 on the way, Red Dead 2 release date, COD back to World War II, Nintendo doing big things at E3, and a ton more. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about our topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following this great panel so we can stay up to date with whatever we're up to. If you could also hit that like button, we'd really appreciate it, and I won't get mad and go crazy on the show.
Well, you might as well stop talking, because apparently there's no sound, and the video's not working, and...
Working on my end.
No, there's sound. It's just the intro video didn't have any sound, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys, about the intro video. Sometimes it plays, it's just an OBS thing. Apologize about that. So let's go ahead and get into our guest for this show. Sorry, guys, we've been away for a week. We kind of took a little break. Needed to relax, clear our heads, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's why you haven't been seeing videos from us lately. Just needed to get away. But this week, we have an awesome guest. He's been a regular on the Console Corner for quite a while now. Mr. Windy City Gaming. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good, man? Glad to be back on the show. I wish I could do every week, man, but stupid-ass job. But I got to feed the family, you know?
I feel like
Stupid-ass job.
stupid-ass job. Always getting in the way of things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I'm ready to talk some games. Let's do this.
All right, man. Next up, we have a lady of Fox Fire. How are you doing? She was so worried that I was going to fire her or something this week.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, you were fucking scary. I mean, even that intro, the way you said sexy damn podcast, I was like, okay, I believe you. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad to see you guys are back. I missed you so much. But I hope everybody in the chat is ready for Foxy Deals later.
Oh, yeah, Foxy Deals. Let's go ahead and go on to Magic Mike, dancing on poles everywhere, getting those dollar bills. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you got your wallets open, ready to spread some of that love around, because Magic Mike is going to dance his way into your hearts and talk some games.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. Next up, we have Mr. Excitement Newf.
Yeah, baby, waxing poles and pounding holes. That's how we rock and roll, baby. It's good to be back. Good to... man, love the panel tonight. GKB, you're rocking that really cool Marcus Phoenix vibe there. And she will be looking pretty smoking there with that awesome Batman shirt on. Good stuff. And yeah, we're going to have a great show for you tonight, I'm sure. Lots of great topics to get into. As GKB just mentioned, I'm excited, as you can probably tell. And yeah, because on the last Console Corner, my power gave out, and it was a short-lived one for me. So there you have it. Back now, and hopefully the power stays rocking.
Nice.
So, are you greasing Mike's poles then?
Whoa.
He said he was greasing poles, so I'm just curious, because Mike was talking about dancing on some poles. So.
He didn't say greasing. He said waxing. Greasing
Oh,
is...
okay. I'm sorry. That's so much better. My bad. He's waxing poles.
The grease is reducing friction. If you've ever gone surfing, you know that you wax your board down so that you increase the friction coefficient.
Well, I'm Canadian, so I haven't gone surfing.
Yeah, that's her excuse for everything. She's Canadian, people.
Yeah, it is. That's like the greatest excuse in the world.
Although she lives in Florida where there's ocean on all three sides.
Now, but I didn't before.
And,
but now I won't go near the oceans because there's sharks. I don't want to get eaten.
There's lots of stuff in the ocean.
Yeah, they can kill you.
Yeah, we have the first lady of Xbox, SheWulf. She's going crazy right now.
Yeah, I missed that.
She's actually all uppity today, so that's interesting.
Yeah, do you know that stuff
that's what happens when she's pissy.
Well, no, actually, I've been feeling really like, I don't know, just smiley because, I don't know, that ever since I drank that stuff,
I know, I was just going to say,
it's
it's
just like,
that
I feel like
stuff.
I have a lot of energy right now.
She drank some
Don't lie.
stuff.
It's because I'm back on the show.
Okay, so.
That's true, too.
What is it called?
It's that pre-workout drink.
Okay, so for gamers, a lot of gamers like to drink energy style drinks and stuff like that, and we actually had some sent to us, which there will be a review coming shortly from it, but the company actually sent us some to review, and I tried it today, and oh my god, I have to say it does definitely give you energy. That's for sure.
Does.
So
It's that ginseng.
I can't wait to find out what that is because energy drinks don't do anything for me. Like I have to drink a whole pot of coffee before I even feel awake in the morning.
No, and you know
Wow.
what?
Same here, bro.
I can drink coffee and it does nothing for me. I can drink
Build up that
Red
tolerance.
Bull. I can drink all that crap. It does nothing for me. But this stuff, oh my god, I feel like all freaking like jittery. I don't know.
All
And I
right.
only had
It
one
has some
scoop of it
special-
today. Like that's the funny part.
Oh.
So we just got to get more of this
Wonder
stuff
what it
for
has.
every show.
Yeah, I'll tweet out
Did
pictures
you read
later.
if there's drugs in it? I'm just
Oh,
wondering.
I'm sure there's kind of.
You know, I was just thinking, I was
Anyways.
like, man, it's almost like we're peddling some Adderall on the show here.
Right? All right, everybody
Just
in the
wait for the
chat.
crash.
Yeah, that's going to happen later. Everyone in the chat on Twitter, make sure you get us your questions so we could talk about them at the end of the show, or answer them, I should say. Let's go ahead and get into my favorite topic, and that is what we've been playing this week. I'm just going to kind of go because I know mine's only one game, and I've been playing the shit out of Diablo 3, getting ready for the season this week. So that's pretty much what I've been up to.
What? I'm surprised, bro.
I'm
I'm surprised.
That was not the answer I expected.
All
That was
right?
not what I was
Really?
expecting. You said
What was
For
everyone
real.
Yeah, what were you
Oh.
expecting?
playing one game.
Mass Effect.
I've actually played that for a little while, and then I got on this Diablo 3
I was
kick, and
gonna
I've
say you
just
didn't
been
even
on
really touch.
that. Yeah.
You played for like an hour or so.
Yeah, she's like, you didn't even touch it.
no, he did. He played like
Oh,
an
yeah, I
hour.
played.
Yeah.
About an
Yeah,
hour,
but I'm
maybe.
surprised. But no, that's cool. You're getting back into Diablo.
Yeah, I don't know, it's been taking all my time lately. I don't know why, but just craziness.
He's hooked. He's hooked.
I am hooked on it.
He's hooked again.
Yeah, but
They-
what's
they got
funny
him.
is I won't play it until he actually plays this season because, well,
Yeah.
I think he'll end up quitting in the
You
end.
shut your mouth right now. Blasphemy right now.
She's giving you an ultimatum.
Yeah, let's go with Wendy. What you been playing, dude?
I've been playing a hell of a lot of Halo Wars 2 online, getting my ass whooped because the game is extremely unbalanced right now. And playing Shadow Mordor, which, holy shit, the game still looks great, still plays great today.
Absolutely, dude. The game's
Nice.
awesome.
Mhm.
And right now, yeah, I'm basically just focusing on those two, especially because I'm on my 3 to 11 shift. So once I get back, I'm going to try to finish up some games that I haven't been able to finish up. Like, I haven't even finished COD Story. I'm halfway through that. I still got to finish that.
Ah, interesting.
So besides that, but Shadow Mordor and Halo Wars 2.
Nice, bro. Good games. What about you, Newf?
Yes.
Hey man, I've been playing the Space Alien Flirting Simulator, otherwise known as Mass Effect Andromeda. Fuck.
Oh,
That
I thought
game
maybe
has-
it was
How are you
that
playing that
dating
game with all those bad animations and all that kind of crazy stuff that people have been playing? Talking
You know,
about?
brother, you know what? They're not as bad as people make them out.
I
And
agree,
second
bro.
of all- And second of all, you don't like when you get involved in that game, after a while, you don't even really notice them anymore. It's just like, it just becomes part and parcel, man. It's a great game that like they knocked it out of the park on so many other levels. You have to at least give them a little credit because that game is massive. There's so many missions. The worlds look amazing. The play control feels good. And some people are hating on the multiplayer. And I got to say, I tried it the other night with Mad Hatter, and man, we had a great time. Actually, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I mean, like SheWulf alluded to before, that contextual cover system's a little bit while you get used to, but when you do, it works pretty good actually. I'm enjoying the game. What can I say?
True. Thanks for everybody calling me Marcus Phoenix. That's really an awesome compliment. Appreciate that. What about you, Mike? What you been playing?
Oh, well, like you, I've only been playing one game this week. However, the one game has not been Diablo 3. It has been Mass Effect Andromeda.
Nice.
And yeah, it's just, I love Mass Effect. I loved all of the first 3 Mass Effect games. I love Mass Effect Andromeda. I think it's one of the best Mass Effects I've played. Like, Mass Effect 2 holds a really special place in my heart. But Mass Effect Andromeda, the gameplay is just so tight. Everything is just good about the game. Say what you want about the animations. It's Mass Effect. Go play some of the other ones and then tell me Mass Effect Andromeda has bad animation.
Dude, I know. I don't understand this whole like it's so bad thing. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
What about you, Fox? What you been playing? Gears? More Gears?
Do I even have to say it anymore? No, a quick shout out to everybody that we played Game Time. We played Gears of War 4. Even though it wasn't the usual time that we do Game Time, we still played that night. So that was really fun. We had some new people on there, so shout out to TiVo and Blue. They've been joining us lately playing Gears, and everyone else, you know who you are. But yeah, that was fun. Besides that, I played a little bit of Street Fighter or Super Street Fighter 4 on the
Ooh.
360, so that was kind of
back,
fun
come
because I
back.
missed it. Yeah, and then Mass Effect as well. So with Mass Effect, I don't know, because for me, I do notice the things. I stopped playing it for a while, so now I'm playing it again. So I do notice like when dialogue gets cut off midway, and then something happens, and I'm like, what? What was that? And when the map is loading up right in front of you, I don't like that. Like sometimes it happens, not a lot, but I do notice those things and they bother me because they take you out of the game, you know? But
Yeah, I have
besides
had
that-
issues with the map.
Yeah.
You're right.
Besides that though, like the game is really interesting for me, and the fact that I'm still playing it, it says a lot.
That does say a lot. Absolutely.
Because I don't play those type of games.
Nice. What about you, SheWulf?
Nothing. I
Stop lying.
literally have not played anything for the whole
Really,
week.
the whole week? You haven't played anything?
No, I've just been watching TV and friggin' movies. I've literally watched or played nothing for the whole entire week.
I thought you were playing something.
Nope. I literally did not want to touch a single game. Do you know how, like, when I was doing those videos?
I put a new graphic card in your computer, and I was trying to get you to play Conan to play with the dong slider, but you didn't do it.
Well, okay, so I opened that game, but there was like this big update that was like taking forever to freaking start, so I just closed it and I was like, whatever. But I have just, oh my god, I've been so worn out with games. We were literally playing games nonstop, so I just literally have played nothing all week.
Okay, cool.
Damn. When she
She's
took a
playing that
break,
nothing game.
she took a real break.
Yeah, she took-
When I take breaks, I literally, like, I don't even think my Xbox has been on all week. Like, I had an update that I have to do because I haven't had it on.
Poor little guy doesn't get any attention.
Like, no.
Yeah, we're playing Destiny tonight, though. I
Yes,
think.
we are. We're playing Destiny tonight, so.
And we're going to talk about that later. Y'all haters.
I mean,
you bunch
what?
of
You
haters.
invited me, right? You invited me?
Yeah.
of course.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
Anybody that wants to play. I think, we can only have 4 people, right? 3 people.
3.
I gotta say, I gave up on Zelda. Got tired of breaking shit.
Oh, now I'm
Nice.
being called not a real gamer because I don't play games.
Take a week off.
Yeah,
Shit goes
apparently you
bananas.
take a week off and you're not a real gamer. Okay, that's cool.
And other things happen.
Yeah.
But
So everybody
I
that gets
digress.
sick for a week, you're not a real gamer.
No,
Shut it
Yo.
down. You're
Shut
done.
down. Shut down.
Yeah, when I get sick, I get to play more games than on a normal week, so
I
I'll stand by
can't.
that.
I can't
Oh, yeah.
do it.
Sometimes I can. Depends.
Yeah, it depends probably.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. Let's talk about some GameStop closing a bunch of stores. So they had their financial things come through for their last quarter of the year, and things didn't look too good for them. So they're closing a bunch of stores. What does everybody think about that? I think it sucks that people are going to be losing their jobs. But from my perspective, I think it's going to be stores that underproduced and all that, or have been underproducing for quite a while. Cutting the fat, so to speak. What does everybody else think?
Well, I want to
Well,
know what under. Oh, go ahead, Newf.
I was just going to say, does anyone know what the trickle-down effect will be then for like the Canadian market? Because obviously GameStop owns EB Games up here,
Games,
so I haven't heard anything on this side as to whether any of the Canadian branches would get closed, but I could definitely see it happening, obviously. And yeah, I don't know, like as much as there's some of their practices suck, and I understand where some of the hate comes from, at the same time, I don't want to see brick and mortar stores close like that, because not only do some good people lose their jobs, but it's the whole fact that I really miss places like Blockbuster and places like that to go get movies. Like, they were one of a kind, and just recently we lost our HMV up here in Canada. They went bankrupt, and like, it's just a sad sign of the time. Some people are all for it, but to me, I find it depressing and disappointing, and I don't like to see any of those stores closing out.
Absolutely.
I can understand it though, because there's just not that big of a market for pre-owned games and that kind of stuff anymore. And with merchandise, everything can be bought online nowadays. So it
Yep.
does make things harder to constantly keep in store, when really, like, look at even Black Friday is actually a perfect example for this, because people would rather actually go and just stay at home and order things online than have to go and deal with the rushes, and Black Friday is a good example of this, because they actually stopped last year and we're like, no, we're actually not going to do it this year. You have to go in store, just because of that, because people would rather buy things online nowadays than walk
Yeah,
into
you
a
also got
store.
like Best Buy that has like great incentives for people to come into their stores and buy games. But it's kind of funny that some of the brick and mortar stores haven't really catched on, and for GameStop really to not get onto this whole digital market in digital things and online stuff and really start to push that and kind of transition into maybe not being a full-on brick and mortar store is kind of interesting. It seems like they're just trying to hold on to that thing for as long as they possibly can, even to the point of might be a detriment to them. So
Yeah, you could see the desperation when they're selling phones and tablets. Now well, a while ago they bought ThinkGeek, and so they're selling their stuff as well. So you could tell they're selling digital cards because physical is not selling very well. I mean, obviously it's dying out. So there's only a few of us still buying physical. And even I go on Amazon and Best Buy and Newegg to get better deals because GameStop can't keep up with those deals. They don't always have their stuff on sale because they rather you buy their used shit, you know?
Yep.
But they're even having problems with their not their physical, the hardware, like the systems and stuff, because that
was down
went
like
down
21, 29%, something like that.
30%, yeah. And their software, like their games and stuff, is like 19.1. It went down. So like that's pretty bad for them. You could tell that they're trying to hold on. And now if they do this, GameStop Pass thing, you know, you could tell they're really trying in a sad way. But
exactly.
when it comes to their online,
though, sad, though, $100 for freaking one
it's just
game.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand that whole thing. They need to really like fix that because they already have a bad rap as it is. So they really need to communicate with people and do everything for their customers so they can get the best deal that they can instead of going to Best Buy, which has awesome what's it called? The Gamers Club Unlocked. They actually give you better benefits with that from what I'm seeing than what GameStop does. So that's pretty sad. So they need to work on that. And also their online system, horrible. Like they make you wait like 2 or 3 weeks for a freaking game where you could get that in Best Buy, or Amazon the same day or the next day or something like that. So they need to work on all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, the other side too, they got to start coming up with some better pre-order things. Like that's like going into the store and pre-ordering a game and just getting like skins for your freaking gun or
Yeah,
to me, like that's just lame. Like start giving people like merchandise with games that would be really cool. Like stuff that you just can't get at other stores. Like that would be like cool for me. I'd rather get that any day than
that's kind of up to the game and the developers and
you're right.
producers and stuff. That's not actually up to GameStop to do because we go in there and
but GameStop like what Fox was saying is they bought ThinkGeek and stuff and they do a lot of that stuff. Like they could add like a pop or something like with the game to incentivize.
I guess they could take their own.
They did it with their
own,
own,
but we all know they're cheap, so.
They did it with Song of the Deep. They actually throw in the pop figure for free. So if it's their own thing, they'll throw an incentive. But they do have to work with the publisher and stuff like that to get something. And sometimes they just tell them, oh, sure, we'll give you a skin. And then we'll give Best Buy something else. You know what I mean? So they have to work with them. But I don't know if they have to like pay for that. I don't know.
I may have the... Oh, go ahead, Wendy.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I may have the one dissenting opinion here out of the group. As bad as I feel for the people that work at GameStop that might be losing their jobs, GameStop going out of business, to me, in my mind and in my opinion, is one of the best things to happen to the gaming industry. Because I feel that the used game market has just been a huge crutch to developers in getting the money that they're owed for making the games that they make.
Yeah.
Like Fox was saying, Best Buy has some great incentives. Amazon is an awesome option for a lot of people to live in rural areas that maybe the nearest GameStop is an hour away. And also, it's not just GameStop. This is just a sign of the times changing, like what Newf was saying. In my area, at least, I know Sears is having a lot of trouble. They're closing down a whole lot of stores. Kmart, which is owned by Sears, they're getting a lot of stores closed down. Brick and mortar stores, sadly, are struggling with the online e-commerce environment that we're in now. Unless you're like a huge mega store that has everything where it's like a one-stop shop. So convenience is really key in this market today. And for me, digital is the most convenient way to purchase my games. Had the Xbox launched the way it was intended, where if you buy a physical copy, you can launch that game without having the disc in, that you had like certain number of licenses with it, and you could trade the game in. One of your licenses goes away so that the game can only be traded in a few amount of times. that would have really reinvigorated the brick and mortar stores, because
I agree.
developers are still getting their money, brick and mortar stores are still getting used games, everything's still going on, licensing is all in place. But because that there was too much public opinion saying that was bad and that wasn't a good thing for gaming, which Steam has been around for years and that's exactly how it works, but whatever.
Exactly, bro.
Because that policy went away, I have not bought a single physical game since I got my Xbox One. I bought 3 physical games on launch day, the night that I picked up my Xbox, and beyond those 3 games, except for Skylanders for my kid, there's not a single physical game in this house.
I agree. We're pretty much all 100% digital now.
We buy PlayStation games though, so that we can trade them in when we're done.
We're still keeping you afloat, GameStop.
Well, that's only because we only have one PlayStation, so.
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, it sucks. Obviously, my brother works at GameStop, but at the same time, we're in the city, so there's like 5 of them around me. So the one that's I guess the one that's doing the least sales wise, like GKB said, that's the one that's gonna go.
Yeah.
But it does suck overall. I'm pretty sure those people are gonna get sent to a different one if they still want to even work for GameStop. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. That's how my brother basically said they're gonna move them around and throw them to a different location. But it does suck that they're closing down.
Well, anybody
because of people's jobs.
Sucks,
yeah, losing jobs sucks.
Yes.
That's bad.
Well,
Yeah,
and I want to know
to,
how are they judging the stores? Because if they're judging them based off of used game sales because that's their profit margin, you could have a store that is selling hardware left and right that's in a really busy area, but people are not buying used and pre-owned products; they're buying new games. If they're in an area where everyone wants the newest and greatest thing, like New York City, I don't know that pre-owned does as strong as brand new at retail. I could be very wrong about that. I honestly have no idea. But how are they judging the store's performance? And if they're going to close down a store that is selling a ton of stuff, but they're not doing as well at pre-owned, but they're going to keep another store open that sells more pre-owned, and that's their cash cow, it's how are you going to justify that to the employees that are going to lose their job over that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
go ahead, Wendy. Go ahead, man. You haven't said anything.
No, I was going to say, because that's what it is. It's the majority of their income is used games. And I spoke to one of the managers in my area. I live by maybe 4, maybe 5, no bullshit, within a bus distance. If you had to take a bus.
That's how we are too, man. That was kind of what I was going to say too. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I spoke to the one that actually in my city is the second largest. And when I was talking to her, she was telling me everyone went digital so hard that they're losing money. Their numbers are down. I mean, they're still selling, but I don't know how it works exactly, but I almost feel like they make more off of pre-orders than they actually do off you just going in, 2 months later after a game releases, because they only get $2 to $3 per game.
Yeah, the profit margin is so low for like new stuff. Yeah, that's
the reason why, and people don't understand. I don't agree with it, but that's why a new game they'll sell for $54 and not, $30 or $35, which makes more sense to the customer. But you got to remember, it's a business. Just like, they're talking about online, how it took off. Yeah. But yeah, even on GameStop.com, they have better deals for consoles than you would going into the store.
Yeah, everybody needs to get their cut, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's all hand in hand. Yeah, GameStop's, they know what they're doing. They got plans, especially with that pass. If that pass works out, from what I'm understanding, is $100 a year.
No, it's $100 for 3 months.
Fuck, even worse. See,
it's worse, bro. That's pretty bad.
But it also depends on what you're getting. Because I mean, I don't have the time to play games like I used to.
You can take out one.
As many as you want, but just one at a time.
Yeah.
For those.
And then you get to keep one at the end of the summer.
So by the time the game installs, fucking all these new games came out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, I would agree. It would be a good idea if it was $100 for the year, and you could do that all year long. I think that would be a much more better for them. But I don't think they're gonna do that, man. They would lose their profits.
And the manager I did speak of, I remember 2013. They're all Xbox people, which is very shocking. But they were scared at what Microsoft wanted to do then.
Yep.
And now with this Game Pass that's coming out, they're already really spooked about it.
Yep.
And when you're talking millions, even if it's a 1 or 2% loss, that's big.
Oh, absolutely. You see that with Call of Duty right now. We still say 10 million's a lot, but they went from 20 million to 10 million. That's a big drop.
Exactly. It's a huge drop.
Big shout out to the 85 people watching us right now. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hit that like button. Come on, we only have 30 likes. You guys can do better than that. It really does help us out. Let's go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next topic because this has kind of got a lot of people excited, thinking, sequels are coming and all that kind of stuff. And it's the Games with Gold was announced on Major Nelson and all that. We have Rise finally on Games with Gold. We have The Walking Dead Season 2, Darksiders on Xbox 360, and Assassin's Creed Revelations on the 360 as well. I think this is probably like, if not the best, one of the best months for Games with Gold. Absolutely.
Whoa, really? Because we said that
indeed.
last year.
We did say that
On
last year.
April.
We did
I
that.
remember.
I think it's every April they have a really
Yeah, every April. It's the
Well, is
one.
that because
Wasn't
they're
last
doing it
April
right
Sunset
before
Overdrive?
E3?
Possibly. So, what did you say, Newf? Sorry.
I said, was last April Sunset Overdrive last year?
Yeah, Sunset
Yeah.
Overdrive,
Yeah.
The Wolf Among Us, I forgot what else.
That was
But
another good
it was
game.
really good, and a lot of people were excited about it.
My birthday's in April, so Rise is a gift to me from Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, nice.
I've been waiting for it. I've been saying forever. I can't wait. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. It's gonna go, and eventually, finally did. Because
People have been asking for this.
Yeah.
Asking for this in like Dead Rising 3 for like the longest time, and we finally got it coming out. Midlife Crisis, thank you for the super chat, man, and throwing that code in there, dude. You are super awesome. You did that last show too,
Thank
man. I really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought that Dead Rising 3 was gonna come out before 4 did, but just to give like a little promotion, like look how great this game is. 4 is
Right,
coming,
right.
but I was surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah. What do you guys think about? All in general, like the whole Games with Gold, but I don't know. I see a lot of this on social media and other YouTubers and stuff, kind of saying Rise 2 not confirmed or anything like that, just rumors and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's a chance in hell that Rise 2 is coming. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
You just crushed everybody's dreams.
Interestingly enough, though, they that Crytek actually put a post. I think it was on Twitter, and they were looking for staff, and the little like placeholder picture that they had had the Rise picture like on the computer screen or whatever.
Yeah,
So that was kind of interesting.
I saw that too.
But I mean,
like-
it probably means nothing, in
Yeah,
the large scheme of things. But
Sounds
there
cool. I
seems to
didn't
be a
see that.
demand for Rise. I mean, Microsoft obviously heard that quite a bit, and they'd be wise if they could get the license and bring it back somehow.
Yeah, Crytek owns it. I don't know, just the state of affairs with like Crytek and what happened. They closed a bunch of studios and all that kind of stuff. I just don't think their mind's like there right now. I think they're kind of, because they were also getting like money from the government wherever they're at and stuff like that to keep themselves afloat and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, financially that would make sense. Like, hey, Microsoft, we'll make a Rise 2 like right now. We'll have it out in like a year, no problem. Kind of because they need the money. But
And what a showcase title that would be to come out within the first 6 months or within the first year on Scorpio. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Absolutely. I could totally see that. And
Jeez.
I get where everybody, is coming from for a Rise 2 as well.
Yeah.
I just don't know if, they're in a state to where they could do it. And if, let's say they did, like, is that team even around? Are the people that made the first one even still there? Like, how would it be? I don't know. There's just a lot of questions for me. Like,
Well, I think
just
everyone
wanna
that played Rise.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mike. I just want to quickly say happy early birthday to Iceman.
hey, Iceman, happy birthday, bro.
His
Early
birthday's
birthday.
tomorrow.
Happy birthday, brother.
Awesome. Happy
So I just
birthday.
wanted to
Oh,
throw that out there.
Happy birthday! Oh yes, I knew it was coming. Oh, my bad. I knew that was happening. But today is actually Southbound's birthday.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I hit
that's
him up
right.
on
Shout
Twitter.
out to Southbound.
Happy
Southbound,
birthday,
happy birthday.
Southbound.
Southbound, happy birthday, brother.
Yeah, what did
Happy
you do on your
birthday.
birthday?
Oh.
What did you do?
What did you do?
What did you do?
You got drunk?
Hopefully, she said.
I do the wife on the birthday.
Okay, anyways, back to the conversation.
What were you going to say?
Yeah, so Rise. I think everyone that played the first Rise wants a sequel. The Rise got a ton of hate when it first came out, but the only people that really hated on it were people that didn't play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would love to see a sequel for this. I would love to see it as a Scorpio launch title. Everyone's hinting that there's going to be a sequel because we're getting it with Games with Gold, but what I've been telling people about that is, you know what, we got Sunset Overdrive on Games with Gold, and that game deserves a sequel,
Yep.
and we haven't heard anything about that. So unless Microsoft's like keeping that as an ace up their sleeve for E3, a sequel to Rise, that's going to be a lot more.
That's
of a
kinda
reach
like-
than a sequel to Sunset Overdrive at this point.
SheWulf's thing is kind of that too, with the Games with Gold kind of thing. When they put it out for free, she thinks like the next one's coming and all
Well,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff,
it would make sense.
which is interesting. Yeah, it's a
It's
good
kind
point.
of like, why not put your original game out there to help sell your next one? Just kind of benefits
Yeah, it makes
everybody
sense,
in
absolutely.
the long run. I do think
Well,
it's a
and
really good
Microsoft-
lineup, though.
Yeah, And I'm sure Microsoft has some sort of analytics running in the background where they can tell the engagement rate with their games with gold. So if they put a game out there and they see that more than half of the people on Xbox Live download it and they play it for more than 6 hours, then I'm sure that sets off some flags
Oh
for
my
them.
God,
Maybe there
they're
should
watching
be a
us.
sequel.
But is that fair though? Because like a lot of people bought that game as well though. So
Yeah, but at a time when there were only a couple of launch games, I don't know if that's a fair comparison because there weren't a whole lot of consoles on the market either.
that's true.
It's true.
Well,
In fact,
for
it's
the-
also
for the
made the
ones that are
top
all
20
about
now in
power.
UK sales after being out for so long. That's kind of impressive that it's back on the top sales chart.
Yeah, for the ones that love to talk about power with this console BS, Rise shows it all.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, I
masterpiece
still
in
haven't seen
terms of
something
beauty.
better looking than Rise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to me, it's still the best looking game. But I also haven't played all of them. But from what I played and what I've seen, I can't. No one can fuck with Rise.
And
Yeah,
the
Rise is
gameplay was
really good.
really fun too. Like everybody shit on the gameplay. I had a good time with it.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I
man.
actually liked the gameplay.
I
That was the
loved
thing
it.
that stood out to me, and I don't play games like that. So it was really fun when I actually bought the game and I played it a while back. And I'll have it physical and digital because I will be downloading it again.
Well, like I said, I'm playing Shadow Mortar right now, and it's very similar, if not identical, to Rise Combat, and I'm far from bored of the game.
Yeah, it's an awesome lineup. I'm happy with all the games on there. The 360 games, it was Darksiders, I believe,
Yep.
and Assassin's Creed. See, I don't even have those, so I'll download those.
Darksiders is
Check 'em out.
really, really, really good.
Yeah, I played the demo back when that came out on the 360.
I just recently played through the whole War Mastered edition, and that was fantastic. I love the updates.
Yeah.
If you can only get the free one, definitely get the 360 and play through because it's a phenomenal game. But if you can get the new updated one for Xbox One, definitely go for that.
Also,
Look at him,
for the
prettier
Walking
graphics.
Dead, for
Yeah.
the fact that that's season 2, isn't the first one, the first episode, isn't it free? Was
Yeah,
it
the first
free?
episode was free, and they
Yeah.
gave us The Walking Dead season 1 already with games with gold before, so now they're doing 2.
And season 3 just came out.
Just came out, yeah, a little while ago, so that's
See,
pretty cool.
That kind of goes with my whole theory. Season 3 came out, people, so they're giving you 2, so they hope that you go and buy 3.
Wait, let me
Yeah.
correct
Yeah,
that. Season
didn't,
3
uh,
already came out.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
first
it
two
came out-
episodes
No, I
for
just-
season 3 are out now.
I just
Yeah,
said
the
that
newest
it's
episode just
already
came out today, I
out,
think.
but they give you this one so
make
that
you
you
go buy
go
the
and
new one.
buy the other one.
Yeah.
Fiery.
Dogs won't get
You're all
out.
fiery.
Season 3 came out like in December, but like the physical copy recently came out like a month ago. At
Yeah, new
stores.
episode I think released today as well.
Yeah, episode 3, I believe.
So there you go. Either way,
Hey,
if we see
Brutal's
a
in the
Rise,
chat.
if we see a Rise 2, I'd be
What,
surprised.
Brutal?
Brutal's in the chat.
But
What's up, bro?
you still can't
Brutal,
take it
what's
out
going on,
of
bro?
consideration that there could be the possibility of being
Oh,
a
there could
second
be.
one, just because it
Not
was
gonna
a
happen.
popular game.
Not gonna happen.
So then, if you're wrong,
Haterade.
I'm going to figure something out that you have to do on the show just to
It's
humiliate
fine.
yourself.
I'll do it. I don't care.
Okay.
Pie to the face.
I'm down
No,
with that.
that's
Oh.
too simple.
But if I'm right, the same goes for you.
But
Oh no.
you do know
Oh,
how
no.
many? Do you know how many years that can take?
What?
I'm not stating when it could come out. I just said there could be another one. So
Oh my god.
that
Semantics
could be
now.
like
Semantics.
years from now.
Yeah, grab
Your
my
kids are going to be in
SheWulf.
college and they're
I know.
gonna be like,
I
Grandma
told
Joe.
you. I told you it was gonna
I
come
can
out.
see you do that to me.
Oh my gosh. Anybody else want to talk about games of gold before we move on?
It's awesome. I hope
is
everybody enjoys every game that comes out, and if you haven't, download them.
Get them.
what
They're
else?
free. Go.
Yeah,
It's
and
free.
Yeah,
if you
I'm
have
picking all these
physical,
up.
download them digital as well. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it
I've never
saves you
played
from
the
having-
Assassin's Creed one, oddly enough. Darksiders I used to have and got rid of. Dead Island, Walking Dead, I've had that one. But yeah, I'm going to download all 4 of them. Even though I have a physical copy of Rise 2, heck, I'll get it because it's free. That way I got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
digital copy on one console and a physical on the other, right?
There
Absolutely.
you
Yeah,
go. There you go.
Covered all different ways. Big shout out
That's
to the
right.
90 plus people watching us right now. You guys are fucking awesome. We love you guys. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Oh, our favorite thing that we're actually going to be playing tonight. Not Destiny 2, but Destiny 1. The new update come out. But Destiny had a poster leaked. Everybody was freaking out, losing their minds. The date was there. We actually got an official trailer release today, confirming everything.
Yeah. So it
Wait,
was
not
like-
everybody was losing their minds.
You
There's some
don't
haters
know.
on this panel
yeah,
right
there's
now.
Some haters.
Yeah.
But so okay, the poster said September 8th. Now, is that supposed to be the actual release date, or is that going to be the beta release date.
I don't think that's.
No, think about it. Come on.
I
The
totally
bottom
am.
of the poster said
I think we all want to talk
beta.
at the same time.
No,
Yeah,
what I'm saying
think
about the
SheWulf-
beta is like Sony's gonna show this shit on their stage, and they're gonna be like, "Bam, go play it on PlayStation right now, beta, boom."
I think
the poster said beta.
I think September 8th is the beta, like SheWulf said,
Oh.
because it's on a Friday,
Oh,
and
see?
we usually get games on Tuesday.
No.
Fair
Hold
enough.
I don't
on, hold on.
know.
But there's
do
been
get
a
games on
lot of
Friday.
games that have actually been releasing on Fridays.
Yeah, there
has
have been a
been.
couple, especially
but
bigger
it's-
ones.
It's rare that happens, but I don't know. But you're right, though. The poster did say beta on it, so...
That's my whole thing, is the fact that it says exclusive content for PlayStation, apparently.
Here we go with that
Yet-
again.
Yet nobody actually
Yep.
takes a picture of that actual sticker. I have not seen anyone actually take a camera. Like, they did it to the PlayStation in the other corner, but they won't go on to the actual sticker to show exactly what it says, which is kind
Actually-
of awkward.
Somebody did a video on it.
Was there? 'Cause I couldn't find
And they
one when
kind
I
of
was
like piece it
looking for it.
together.
Yeah, but somebody else confirmed I'm not sure if it was one, from those websites like Kotaku or something, that it has been confirmed PlayStation has exclusive content all the way until fall of 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah.
That
I
is
saw it
a
on
year of
Twitter today.
content.
Are we surprised?
So
I
I don't
didn't
know
know-
whether it be a little bit of things or a lot of things, whether it be a fucking strike or a raid again. You better not do that. I don't know what it's gonna
What's the
be,
matter? I
but they
thought you weren't
have it.
buying it anyway.
It'd have to be big to
Yes.
have it
No,
for a
because-
year, right?
I
Well,
want
the
I want to buy it, but if they have like stupid things like that like they stop me from enjoying the game that my brothers have on PlayStation and I want it on Xbox, but yet they have more things than me, I'm not gonna like that.
And you're paying
like,
the same
there's
amount of
certain-
money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
like-
certain things about the game that I will not be happy with, but then
But
there's
who
other
confirmed
things that I'm
this?
looking forward to, like the campaign and the
Yeah.
story and stuff like that. So
But
it's a love and hate relationship when it comes to Destiny for me.
My question
Absolutely.
is, who actually confirmed this, though? Because everyone has said that
I don't think
Activision
anything's
and
confirmed
Bungie
yet.
neither have actually come out and said anything.
Well, no, I saw actually an
about-
image today on Twitter, like actually right before the show. I think Tim Dog posted it, and it was like a PlayStation thing with exclusive content for
Yep.
Destiny 2.
Hmm.
And it said fall.
It's
When
a-
I was,
I
when
think it was
reading up-
after the trailer. After the trailer, they show PlayStation 4, and in the bottom on small print, it has it
Yeah.
right there.
that and when I
I
was
just watched
reading
the
up on
trailer.
some stuff, they within 2 to 6 hours ago they were all I don't know, I don't want to say confirmed because I don't remember exactly, but they were all saying the same thing that Fox is saying. But also, I can't play Destiny because of my the time that I have. I mean, it literally be a waste of money for me, so I can't really give my opinion too much. But what's out currently? The Rise of the Banner.
Oh, like today, what's it called?
Oh,
Well, no,
it's
no, but I
Age,
mean,
Age
what's-
of Age of
No,
Triumph,
Triumph,
is
yeah.
out today.
Well, no, but yeah, exactly. The last one that came out was whatever.
Iron Banner.
There you
And
go, Iron
you
Banner.
can't
I'm sorry.
get it
Oh,
standalone.
Rise-
You have to
Rise
buy
of
the
Iron.
Rise of
collection.
the
Rise of Iron.
Iron. That's
That-
the
Rise of
Iron
Iron.
Banner is the actual
And that's what I was gonna
event
say because
that
in
happens.
the same writing that they were mentioning with the exclusive DLC for the year, I guess Xbox doesn't even have all the content yet for Destiny 2, and I was like, whoa.
Well,
You know
no.
what I
So
mean?
what
There's
happened
some,
was
but
when Rise of Iron came out, you could buy it standalone, and then at some point,
Yeah, they took it
Activision
away.
pulled the standalone DLC, and you can only buy it as part of the bundle with the full collection.
Yep.
I found that out when Wolf and Fox were streaming Destiny like 2 months ago, and I was home sick or working from home or something, and I wanted to hop on, and it wouldn't let me because I didn't have Rise of Iron. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll hop onto the
Wow.
store, I'll buy this DLC, I'll get it. And it's like, oh, this DLC is only available as part of a bundle, and you have to pay $60. I'm like, what? I bought the game launch day for $60. I bought the season pass
Didn't I
for
find you
another
the
$30.
actual link for that, though?
Wow.
Well, no. There was no actual link for the standalone DLC.
No,
You
there
could-
is, though. Oh, no, it was Mooch. Was it Mooch that I found it for?
I don't know.
It was hard to
But
find, but there is
But you have to buy
actu-
it somewhere else, or
No,
or
it
what?
is. No, it is actually through Xbox, and it was. It was.
they made it
just-
very hard to
yeah, you couldn't just click on it. There was some other link that you had to go to find it in the actual store. But you could, and I believe you still can buy it single. You just have to actually look for it.
So
it
is
was
that
actually,
an Xbox problem or?
I think so.
or
I think
Destiny
it was
issue?
more or less they
See,
kind
in
of.
the chat too, they're kind of like it's going to be releasing in September. See, that's what I agree with too.
Well, the first one
Well,
came out in September,
see.
so that would make
Yeah.
sense.
Beta's
Well,
going
yeah,
to be
but
day and date
this-
E3 guaranteed.
But then why would the poster have beta on it? What is the point of putting
Well,
beta at the bottom in big black letters? Oh,
yeah, it
beta.
says pre-order.
you don't know if that was like a promotional, like a test one. You don't know if that's like a legit, it could be any kind of thing. Like, you can't just go by it because it's just rumor.
Oh, well, then you can't go by the fact that it says September 8th, that it's going to release on September 8th.
I didn't say it was going to release in September.
But you're
8th.
saying
I'm
it's
just
going to
saying, I
release
think
in
it does.
September. So
I think that's a
technically, if you're going to say that, you can
Oh
say
my
that.
god. The guy
We just want to
from-
argue with Beta Night.
Well,
That
apparently
the
we're already
insider from-
versus because
okay.
you have Marvel and I have DC, so
Yeah.
people
I'm
are
trying to get in on some Destiny action, and
Go
I
for
can't
it.
jump in this
No,
bitch.
because you said you weren't buying it, so you're.
I didn't say that.
No.
I actually didn't say that. But anyway,
I'm buying it.
the insider from Kotaku, he actually confirmed that is official promotional poster, so it is real,
Okay.
even if it's in another country or whatever the case may be. So whether it's for the beta or not, I mean, I think Destiny is still coming out in September, whether it be on the 8th or at the end of the month. Either way, I still think it's coming out in September. I want a reason to buy the game. I didn't say I wasn't going to buy the game.
Well, they're
though.
starting off on the wrong foot because of this whole, like, 1 year possibly DLC bullshit again, which
Yeah,
I was
I don't
not a
like
fan
that.
of the first one.
Yeah, I don't like
But
that at all.
hey, actually, you know what? Talking about September, when Destiny 1 released, a week before the game actually went to full launch in September, there was actually a week-long beta that was pre-launch. So
Yeah.
they could still do the whole beta in
You think that's the open beta? Maybe they'll have like a closed one?
they could do the exact
I still
same
think
thing
like at
that they did.
E3, Sony's going to be like, boom, right now you can go play it.
Well, there can always be more than one or two betas. Destiny had
Yeah,
that.
oh, I'm
they
sure.
actually
Absolutely.
had several betas. But I'm just saying, in September though, of when it released, there was the actual beta before the game actually launched. Very shortly, there wasn't like a big span in between the times. So it's possible
Yeah.
that they release a beta, say on the 8th, and then say on the 14th or whatever, they release the actual game. It's always possible too.
And it was on PlayStation 3 and 4 at the time first, and then a week later it went to Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
Yep.
But
I could see
there's a
similar
lot
stuff.
of stuff that's coming out about this, and I don't think they were very happy with it because of certain like tweets that they did with certain gifts, and they were not happy. Like they didn't expect that, and their hand was forced to show like what we saw today. The fact that they changed like their logo or their banner or whatever on Twitter, like all that stuff, they did that because of the leaks, not because
And
they
they-
wanted to.
And that trailer too also has the 30th, like something they're going to be doing on the 30th too, like an official
Yeah,
launch
March
kind of thing.
30th, they're gonna show
Yeah,
the full
gameplay.
trailer of
Yeah.
the trailer that was released today.
I
Now,
don't
isn't that
need a full
fairly-
trailer. I just had Nathan Fillion. I'm happy. Like he is hilarious. I love him. Like I do.
Isn't that strangely similar with the Destiny 2 leaks? Kind of like what happened with Shadow of War, where it was like it quote unquote leaked, and then they had to do their
Yeah.
reveal that their hand was forced
Right.
to do a reveal. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't know if this
I
was
don't-
planned or not. They make it seem like it was a leak. I don't know.
I don't like if Sony does have like the marketing rights, but all things point to it. Like, why would they say, yeah, go ahead and release something now instead of like at E3? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
Yeah, it was a total leak for them. They didn't expect that, but it happened,
that's
and
a
then they had
lie.
to deal with it. I think when it comes to Cade 6, Nathan Fillion's character,
Yeah.
they did that on purpose because they knew he's a fan favorite, so they picked him specifically
Oh,
for
absolutely.
people like me and SheWulf, and we're like, oh yeah,
yeah, he's like the coolest
because
character.
he's freaking awesome.
and he likes ramen.
He does like ramen actually. It's
What
pretty
the-
funny.
His favorite.
It was in the, it was in the
his
trailer.
It was in the trailer. His favorite
ramen store.
restaurant is a ramen.
Well, don't
Oh,
get your
wow.
hopes up, guys. Destiny 2 is probably going to be a half dozen maps that didn't make it into the first game.
It's a
Oh, I'm
possibility.
sure. I'm sure it's probably
It is
like
a possibility.
it's probably the rest of the world, like the rest of the planets that we were supposed to have. Wouldn't surprise
Yeah,
me.
don't forget who's truly behind the game.
Yeah.
Activation
Man,
evil.
It's a shame because I really, really love the gameplay in Destiny, but
Yeah,
I
it's
hate
great.
Destiny right now because of the way that I feel I was treated by them. I won't buy Destiny 2, but in all honesty, I'm going to let you in on a secret. If everybody else is playing Destiny 2, I'm probably going to get it day one.
I'm day one.
Oh, look at him.
But we're
one.
debating if there's enough people to buy it on Xbox or buy it on PC. Is what we're debating.
Back and forth. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you heard about the PC? They have a limited edition for the PC.
I
Some guy
know.
showed his release, wasn't that the receipt or something?
Them jerks.
I know, which is kind of leaning me more towards PC.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure consoles are gonna have their own limited edition as well. Like the fact that they have the Cade 6 a little figure for GameStop pre-orders.
Yeah, that was cool.
If
Yeah, that
GameStop's
was-
still in business by then.
Exactly. They might not be around in a couple months.
Well, one
relax
interesting
with
thing
that.
though is I kind of wonder how this game would expand, essentially because it's not being held back by restrictions from the last gen hardware. 'Cause
Right.
obviously, they made it for all the platforms when it
Yep.
first came out. You know what I mean? So.
New engine and everything too.
Hopefully, yeah. So that's the one part I'm quite interested in, just to see maybe the evolution of graphics or the AI or something. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be a definite improvement, and it is Bungie. One thing I did like about the old Destiny was I always liked the shooting mechanics.
Oh,
it's
the
very
gameplay's
solid.
phenomenal.
The
I don't
game-
think they're
yeah,
gonna
the
change
gameplay is
that.
tight.
I think they're just going to add. See, I think the biggest, actually, I was watching this video. They were saying that they may actually be taking out the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Titan.
You better give me my fucking Titan.
No, and the poster they're all still there.
But apparently they're actually a whole new race. That they're actually not. If you YouTube it, there's actually a
I
whole
won't play
bunch
it
of
if I don't have a
people
fucking
who
Titan.
had these articles that I guess the developers came out and were going on about how they're supposed to be taking out all those races. Like, it's going to be all new races. It's going to be all new enemies. That they're starting completely fresh. So that's why they're not allowing you to bring your characters from the first one to the second one.
Why would they have Cade and all that stuff in there then?
But again,
I don't-
it's not. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a theory, right? Like that's
Yeah.
one
Yeah, yeah.
theory about
Yeah,
it.
people
Yeah,
are
that's,
just-
Didn't they
that's
come out and say you
understandable.
weren't going to be able
but-
to keep your characters?
Yeah.
Well, no, you
Yeah,
can.
No.
I
You
was gonna ask that. You can,
They-
You can keep your-
You can keep the way it looks like the guy itself, but
Right.
all your weapons and all that kind of stuff doesn't
Yeah,
transfer
you lose
over.
your armor, everything.
Which I'm fine
Which-
with. Like, I don't really care.
Which they're writing
Yeah,
into
yeah.
the story because the city and the town is getting attacked. So it's gonna start with you in combat, from what I'm hearing, and you can't pick up all your shit from the vault and all the guns you had on you.
They got blown up.
So they're trying to write it into the story why you can't have your weapons from before, because you're literally being thrown into combat. So
Yeah.
you can't pick up your stuff and your favorite
but-
weapons and your shiny outfits. You
I'm
know?
cool
Right.
with it, like, anyways, because like it's a new game. It sounds like they're doing a bunch of different new things, and I don't want to grind for the same weapons that I was already playing with in the first one. So
Plus,
No,
it's
it-
in-
Yeah, but some people wanted to start with them. That's
I mean-
why
Well,
some
okay.
people are mad about it.
majority
Well,
of
it's been a
people
long-
who play MMO style games, though, obviously you want to keep the stuff you spent hours
Right.
upon hours upon hours building up. But the thing about Destiny that kind of
unless
pulls
you're a
away
Diablo
from,
Season 3 player, you don't.
well, yeah. Well, even that game didn't used to be that way though.
No, well, when they started seasons, like you start a fresh character, you don't have shit.
But when did seasons actually start?
Oh, I don't know.
Like that's
Now,
the
isn't-
thing. Is a lot of these style of games are actually going into doing stuff where there's seasons.
But
and you
that's
have
what
to
like
start
draws
fresh.
me to these games like Diablo and Destiny and stuff. Is I like that gear grind. That's what keeps me going. Is like I got to get that perfect roll on that piece of gear, and it's gonna be like super awesome. It's gonna make me uber cool and all that kind of stuff. That's what keeps you going. That's why there's so many fucking players on
Well, it
these
makes
kind
it
of games.
replayable. It makes it actually last longer if you have to start over. Like
Yeah.
anyone who goes into Destiny 2, say, and still has everything from the original character, are you sure you're even gonna really want to do any? Like, you're already
already maxed out.
Like you're already
You're
done.
maxed
So
out level.
why?
Yeah, true. You're
why-
right.
Like, okay, yeah, you can go look for like
Yeah.
if they add a new game. Like it's.
And I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have my favorite shotgun, especially when I go to Crucible, because I love Invective. It just,
I'm
it's
sure
my
there
favorite.
Everybody
but
says it's gonna
he-
look awesome on Scorpio. I
I'm-
hope so.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some form of like, not probably the exact same guns, but
Right.
similar guns
Oh,
in
yeah,
this
absolutely.
one. And I'm sure they
Inspired
are
by-
probably going to have some fan favorites where they bring back and say a DLC later on. There is that
Gonna get you
possibility.
to buy them DLCs.
Well, yeah,
DLC,
exactly.
oh my God.
People complain about it. Like, look at Galahorn. They took it away and then they brought it back. Like,
And it came back and it was okay.
but
Tim's
it's
on my level.
it's
Tim's on
still
my level.
it's still something they took away and still brought back. Like there's still
Right.
things that they take away and then they bring back because they're like, oh hey, people will buy my stuff if they think they're getting. Something
I'm excited for
new.
the new stuff. Like
I'm excited. I want to see what's new. I want to.
They better
Start
impress
fresh
me.
and-
It's all
Oh,
I'm
they
saying.
absolutely,
They better
absolutely.
impress me, because if not, well, what's the point? I'm not gonna jump over.
And that DLC
I-
bullshit better not be like anything big.
I want a story.
It better not be
I
nothing
want
fancy,
A real
like last time.
story.
Last time they
Yeah, it's
had
happening.
a whole bunch of weapons and a strike and a multiplayer map that we didn't have for a whole year. I was like,
Yep.
really? Come
Looks
on,
like
dude.
that's continuing. All right, let's
just-
go.
One more thing about Destiny.
Yep.
There's a rumor that PS4 Pro will have a Destiny bundle.
That makes sense.
That'd be cool.
Maybe on that
So
some version.
that's the last thing I know about Destiny.
Hey, hopefully it's
Cool.
a custom white PS4 Pro.
That'd
Why
be
gotta be
cool.
white,
That's the
though?
one I got.
Well, I was
Because
gonna
gotta
say
be
that's
white.
the
The
PlayStation 4
Destiny
we have.
PS4 was white.
yeah. That's
No,
the one.
well, I like the second one. The one SheWulf has is better.
Is it
It's
PS4 Pro Slim Special Edition white
It has
Destiny
a-
sticker console?
Yeah, it has
it
like
has
the gold
little
stuff on it.
graphics on
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, yeah,
that's
it's
why.
gold and it has the designs
white.
on it, but it's still
Yeah.
overall
All
white.
right.
They're
Well,
probably
yeah.
going to take one of the layers off the PS4 Pro.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's talk about some Red Dead 2. Looks like everything's getting leaked before E3.
Oh my god, everything.
And they got a release date of possibly being in September too. Like all these fucking
September.
games coming out in September. Like what's
September's
going on?
gonna be the new November.
Well, yeah, 'cause
Everyone's
don't you
afraid of,
also have
going up
Forza
against
coming
Call of
up in
Duty.
out in
I don't know why.
September?
Like a Red Dead and Destiny would do fine against them. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of neat. You have like an MMO style game. Then you have, I have no idea what kind of game that is.
Third-person adventure
Okay, so
kind of game.
and then you have a racer that's coming out. Like, because the new Forza should be releasing in September if they stay to
I
their.
don't know if that's going to be in September.
I don't know.
Why? It's
maybe.
come out if you look back at
If
it,
I was to
history,
say
it
that,
always
that's going to
comes
be
out in
day and date
Septembers.
with Scorpio.
Except for Forza 5, it came out on release date, right, with the console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one that has a different day.
I think that's probably going to continue.
I thought that game came out in.
Yeah, I
Because there's
agree.
one thing with Forza is they push the limits of
Well,
the
yeah,
new
of
console and show like
course.
what it can do. It's like they're,
Push it to the limit.
So GKB, your theory is that Forza 7 will come out with the Scorpio, so it might have an August release date then.
that would be awesome.
Oh,
Oh
here
wait,
we go
we're
again.
yeah.
I'm one of those
I
guys
see
that
what
want
you're
it to be
saying.
in
That might-
August. Like,
I really want it to be August.
yeah, like it just makes so much like. Here's my dilemma: is like all these games are going to come out like from August to November, and then I'm not going to go back and play all those games again just because they have an update for the Scorpio. That just I'm not going to have the time. I don't have the time to play the games I have now.
Right,
Like-
that's my dilemma with Mass Effect right now, because I know it's probably going to get an update when Scorpio comes out. It's like, man, I want to play this game right now, but I'm going to want to play it again when it gets that Scorpio update. Am I going to want to play it again just because of the better graphics? I don't know. I probably will.
You start it up, but you might not finish it.
Mr.
No,
Midlife
no, I'll finish
Crisis.
it. There is no start up and not finish when it
Thank
comes to
you.
Mass Effect.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
super
boy.
chat. You were awesome, bro.
That's my whole thing about these games. Like, people may say, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go check it out when it comes out on Scorpio," but then as soon as it comes, chances are you may load it up and look at it, but then you're just gonna close it because you already beat it. So
Here's something I want to ask you guys because Tiger in the chat actually brought it up, and he's like Red Dead's greater than Destiny 2. And I want to bring this up in the standpoint of, do you guys think, Destiny would outsell Red Dead 2, or do you think vice versa?
I would buy.
I think Red
I'm
Dead-
not a Red Dead fan. I guess it depends on if you're a fan of the
Destiny's
game.
got a huge following. I'm not even.
That's my
gonna,
point. Like,
Yeah.
it all depends on what game you favor, I guess, because there are still two different like.
Well, for me, like Red Dead is probably going to be
Genres.
like a one and done kind of thing. You play through the story, maybe play a little bit after if they have like
Yeah.
multiplayer or something with it. But like Destiny is going to be a persistent game where you're going to be playing for like the next 2 years or whatever.
Yeah, they can have
the only
campaign,
way-
raids, multiplayer,
If-
everything.
If Red Dead does what GTA did with their online, then it'll be a good debate. But otherwise, yeah, I'll say Destiny has a chance to.
If I was to bet, I think they're going to do that, man, because that was a fantastic money making model for them. So
No. Red Dead already did the GTA 5 multiplayer. Red Dead Redemption 1, the one that came out on Xbox
No, yeah,
360,
yeah.
had an
But
open
it's-
world multiplayer.
But
So,
it's nothing compared to what GTA is now, though.
well, no, but I
mean,
mean, like
that's
any
still
open
a
world
top-
game compared to like the next offering is nothing compared to the previous one. But
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Red Dead 2 is going to have an awesome, excellent open world multiplayer, just like what
And
GTA 5
that's-
has.
And that's the thing
See-
is, GTA 5 is still what, number 3?
Oh my god, yep.
That's
Every
the game
month
of
is in the
God.
charts.
And that the game is what, 3 years old, 4 years old. So I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's a great debate, which will sell. But I mean, Destiny's got legs, man.
But
Destiny-
Destiny also
Yeah.
kind of screwed themselves by Destiny 1. It is making a lot of gamers kind of question whether or not this game
well, that
is
depends
going
on what
to be
kind of gamer
worth.
you are. If you're on a
But-
PlayStation,
Yeah, but
you're not
people
very.
been-
Well,
You're fine.
no.
You're happy.
But
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
people
saying,
been bitching
like,
about Call of
it's-
Duty for how many years, and
Yeah, no,
Still
they
says
still
10 million
still
every
buy
year.
it because
Yeah.
and that's kind of like us. I get pissed
All right,
off
who
with
do you
Destiny,
think-
but I'm still gonna buy it.
Who do you think is going to have the most first 24-hour sales?
I would say Destiny for the launch month, but I think Red Dead's going to have much longer
More
legs.
legs,
And it's going
okay.
to be in the top of the sales charts for years, just like what we've been seeing with GTA 5.
Interesting.
And I think
Again,
Destiny
I think
is
it's
turning into
genre,
be
though.
the shooter for PlayStation that sort of fills the Halo gap overall. So people that only have one console, like the PlayStation, I think Destiny is sort of becoming that quickly go-to shooter. And again, it's a shooter game. It's a first-person shooter, and there's still like all the rage these days. I mean, we saw how many AAA like first. Like single player games come out in the last couple of months that still get constantly dwarfed by first person shooters. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. I mean, I think Red Dead will be a phenomenal success on its own. A lot of people that were fans of the last game are going to definitely buy this one, and it's going to pick up a lot of new fans as well. I mean, I think once we see some official gameplay of it, that's all we're going to need to know. Like, they're both going to do well, but I'm going to give the edge to Destiny again because it's also a multi-plat game, and it seems to be a game that's doing really well for the PlayStation audience.
I would agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I gotta agree with him as well. Especially even if I throw in some personal stuff for me, because if I had to pick between one or the other, I'm gonna go with Destiny. Obviously, I don't really care for Red Dead, but I know it's a fan favorite and a lot of people like it.
Yeah, I was
But-
just going on the. Go ahead, Fox. Sorry, I mean.
No, I was just gonna add that Destiny's also going to the PC, which is a whole bunch of new people. But yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
like my whole thing is like it's a Western with Red Dead, and it's Rockstar. Everything they touch is gold. Like I'm not saying it's not going to do well, but it's
Right.
it's going to be one of those things that you're either going to like it kind of or hate it, because you might not like that time frame, you might not like that kind of gameplay mechanics and all that kind of stuff. Where future stuff with Destiny, I don't know. I think they're both going to do fantastic though. Do you guys think?
Now
Go ahead.
Here's one thing that could be huge for Red Dead Redemption 2 if they do it. Could you imagine the storyline campaign with a co-op mode or even a posse mode for that matter?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, I would eat it up.
That
all
would
day.
be amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that's what makes Destiny. That's what makes Destiny so addictive. Because honestly, I mean, I'm not a Destiny hater. I think the game's pretty good and all that, but I never really enjoyed playing it like near so much when I was kind of by myself or playing with randoms. But when I had a group, of people to play with, my enjoyment of that game went up to like 80% higher. Like it was just totally different. And that's one of the things that Destiny will probably pull over. You know what I mean? That's why.
Much like
it's still
Wildlands
out.
is the same thing. Like I can't play that thing by myself. I have to play with
Yeah.
a bunch of people.
You know what, though? One thing that Destiny has is Activision, and Activision knows how to resell things to people and still make money by screwing out people.
Oh my god.
It is. Look at what they do with Call of Duty. Like,
Yeah.
what? Maybe they'll friggin' offer Destiny 1, like, you know what I mean? Like, do something to make...
like a DLC with Destiny 1 Strikes. Like, here,
something
download
like, yes,
Destiny 1 Strikes for
something
$30.
to pull the gamers in, to intrigue them more to buy Destiny 2. Or, it's just Activision knows how to sell. It's what they do.
Yeah,
And-
Activision could come out with a game and say, "Hey, I dare you not to buy it."
People
that's
will buy it. Yeah, people will buy it.
Yeah, it's sad but true. Actually, they know how to promote very well.
Yeah.
Activision could sell $1 million worth of faulty condoms and still sell you $1 million worth of birth control and about 5 seconds later.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
And then there's also, like someone pointed out in the chat, that there's going to be microtransactions. Well, we know damn well Destiny's going to start with that one quick. And
Well, so would
fast.
Red Dead, because that's what they do with like GTA Online. And
It
all that
is,
kind of stuff.
but
Yeah, they
again,
both
it
do
comes
that.
down to
They're absolutely
genre
gonna have
as
those.
well. Like you've pointed out, it's
Yeah.
it's
As long
a
as
big
they're cost
genre
$20
kind of
for
thing.
fucking 15 hooves and shit for your horses.
Yeah.
Instead of a shark card, you're going to get like an armadillo card.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
crazy like that.
Plus, Red
Or
Dead,
like playing cards.
Red
just
Dead
regular
also
playing
needs to kind of come out and start promoting themselves. We all know it's coming, so they need to start pushing
E3?
out more. Yeah, but they need to start, I think.
Like
Are they-
literally all Red Dead has to do is just show a trailer of gameplay, and everybody in the fucking planet's gonna buy this game.
I don't know about
I'm not gonna
E3.
buy it. I'll only have
Yeah,
to own
E3.
it because you're gonna own it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's the only reason I'll have it.
play that. You play it.
No, I
But do we
won't.
know, or rumored or anything, if Red Dead is going to PC this time around?
I don't know.
It's gonna be shown. I would think. It's
I would
gonna be
say
shown.
yeah.
Because if so, they would be doing the same thing. They're both adding PC if they do so. Like,
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
they
but is
both do
Red
so
Dead
well.
2 going to go to PC the same day it goes to consoles? 'Cause
That's the
GTA 5
interesting-
came out like almost a year and a half
Year,
after
yeah.
the Xbox One and PS4 versions.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's
And that
probably
was
gonna
a
hold
year
true.
after the Xbox 360 and PS3 version, so
Yeah, it's gonna hold true. I think they're gonna do the same thing.
I think
Yeah.
they just want it. They don't care when. They've been
they'll
wanting
wait.
Red Dead
Yeah.
forever.
They'll wait. They'll be fine. All right, we killed that one. Let's go ahead and move on to a game we didn't get a chance to talk about last week, and that is Prey. There was a 35-minute gameplay. There's also a new thing about like weapons and powers. I think today or yesterday. I don't know. It was pretty recent.
I missed it.
And I want to go around and see what you guys thought about Prey. I think we've all, like when we were talking about it, like pre-show and on the other show, we're kind of like that BioShock feel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I have some qualms with the powers and stuff, but I'll get into
It looks
that.
like Doom and Bioshock had a baby, and it looks amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look
Hell yeah.
fantastic. Like,
I read the comments and everybody was getting pissed. And everyone kept saying that it looked like BioShock.
why is
I don't
that? Why is that a
understand- I
bad
don't
thing?
get
Like,
why-
I don't.
That's
know.
not.
It's-
It's not at all.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, the original Prey came out before Bioshock, so think about that.
exactly.
Technically, that would kind of mean like Bioshock copied the original Prey then.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then you
Well,
could say
it's kind of a different game.
Bioshock was really the prequel
Yeah,
to Bioshock in a way, and that came out.
We could just go on
the
and on.
first one.
Okay, so
The
it's
first
just
one
a
really
long-
didn't look like this one
No.
though. They changed it up a lot.
Yeah, they did.
I like the whole
Yeah.
clone aspect and all that kind of stuff. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, you're like a test tube baby or some
Yeah.
shit with.
Yeah, just that
But I
whole
mean, it was
premise
cool.
and the whole environment and like what's going on and like you're found out you're like in this whole like testing area and on this space station kind of thing. I was just like, yes, this is the game I want to play. I have issues with the powers and stuff. I'm kind of like, I don't know about that kind of stuff yet, but I'll have to see some
See, I
more.
thought it was cool though, because they had the what was it called, the Neuromods, the tree, their version of like the RPG tree,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool. And then I like how you get with the fabricator and all that stuff. That stuff was pretty cool, And
Oh,
fighting
absolutely.
seems. The one thing I didn't understand was in the beginning when you hear the steps and you hear. But yeah, he's walking so fucking slow. I was like, what the hell? But I mean, the game looks polished. I mean, it looks good, and
He's just got really short legs, chick.
it seems like it seems like.
See, like Phantom was saying that's kind of he's like, I just want to be a damn coffee cup, and I was like, why? Like, I don't want to do that at all.
No,
That's
that's-
terrible. Like,
That's
I just
probably
want to
the
hide in
worst
like
part.
a little like locker or something, and like when stuff's coming by, I don't want to turn into something else. It's weird.
You don't
They-
wanna
Yeah,
be-
Did anybody here play the original Prey?
No.
Nah, not
Oh,
really.
okay.
I played maybe 10-15 minutes of it, and even
Oh.
I can't really critique it too much, but I don't remember being anything like this.
No, it
No.
was
That's-
nothing like this, but it did some really cool things with gravity, and I
Oh,
hope
yeah,
that,
that I
makes a
know, that I know.
return.
Yeah, some of the
I,
powers
uh,
I seen in that video actually had like you could throw people up in the air and drop them and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
something
that's
so
so
simple, like when they broke the glass, and then you see the laboratory. That was like,
Yeah,
man,
that was
that's pretty
pretty
badass.
That was
like,
cool.
really
"Oh,
cool."
shit."
yeah,
Mhm.
that was super awesome. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but it looks promising. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it, which is good.
Absolutely. I think this is another game that's going to be like probably a sleeper hit or something. Maybe a lot of people are sleeping on it a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like bam in your face, and everybody's going to
Yeah,
want
I
it.
think it's gonna have a good story. I'm looking forward to it. It looks awesome. Like you said, Bioshock a little bit. He even
And
threw
it's
in
coming
some
out
Dead
during a good time.
Space. I like
Yeah.
Dead
Notice
Space.
Oh, Dead Space is
Sci-fi
awesome.
seems to sell. Like anything kind of sci-fi always
Depends.
seems to sell.
Like-
No, like look at like TV shows and stuff and movies. Like everyone always loves sci-fi kind of things.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe.
Unless they're in Sci-Fi Channel, that's just trash.
Damn.
Trash.
Well,
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bogus.
Called him out.
I'm intrigued to see what the story is going to be with this game, and if it's like, this kind of is my thing with any game. It's not even just this one. That the games always seem interesting, and then you actually start playing them, and then they're not actually
They
what
don't
you
hold up.
expected them to be. So
That's
I'm
you
just
overhyping them.
so this
not
just,
keeping your expectations
I'm
in check.
hoping. I'm
Yeah.
just hoping that there's a good story. I like
Yeah, I
these
hope so
kind
too.
of
I
games.
think it's going to though.
These kind of games, I love having great stories.
Hey, you know what was really great about like the Prey footage? There was no lip sync issues. There was no animation issues. Nobody can fucking complain about that stupid shit.
Well, that's just
Yeah.
a.
But you know what's funny is they
that means
were
it's going to
in
go
the-
up like
in the
5
comment
points in a
section.
fucking review.
Not if it
But in the comment
releases and it
section,
has
they
those
were.
problems.
Probably. I don't know. It's weird. This day and age of reviews. Craziness.
Yeah, it's not about gameplay no more.
Nope. It's all
Oh my God,
about
it's so annoying.
graphics and other retardation.
I'll just say it's a game that's not high on my
Really?
my list. No.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a real big fan of like sci-fi shooters, to be honest with you. Like
Hey, it's fair, bro.
the odd one here and there. I'm
Wait.
more of a military shooter guy myself. I don't know, like I like Halo and stuff, but like if I had to really come down to it, and it was like if you had a choice between like say Destiny, Halo, or playing Modern Warfare 2, I'd take Modern Warfare 2 any day of the week. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
So you're not really into sci-fi shooters, but the only game you
No.
played this week was Mass Effect, right?
Mass Effect.
I like-
Got 'em.
Exposed.
You
Yes.
got caught up.
Yeah, I got called out. Fair enough, but I like yeah, but that's different. I like story-based sci-fi stuff. Like, there's a difference.
I know,
with
I'm
Mass
just
Effect.
But
messing
isn't
with
that
you.
what this is supposed to be? Is a story-based sci-fi?
Yeah, but it's like a first-person shooter. Like, you know, at the end of the day.
He likes
Yeah,
that-
it's fine.
he likes
Not
that
a lot of people
more
are
action
gonna,
adventure-y kind of.
Well, you know, I'll give it its fair shake. You know, I'll probably play it. It's definitely something I'll probably play, and if I think I like it, maybe there's a demo. I might pick it up. I gotta see a little bit more on it first.
I would
think
love
all-
demos to come
I was
back.
gonna say, I
Yeah, a
think
game
all
like
games
this-
should have demos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a game like this probably will have a demo for some reason because Doom had one, and you know.
Oh well, demos nowadays are called betas.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
beta.
That's true.
And they
Yeah.
break or make it. Which one?
Sometimes like the
Like,
beta's really good and then the game turns out to be shit and vice versa. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know what's
Yeah,
going
exactly.
on.
the division.
Oh shit!
Dang, bro.
Oh shit!
Dang, feels right now. Oh, I'm so hurt.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and move on to I know something that Wendy wants to talk about. The new COD leaked. It looks like it's going to be World War II. There was like a trailer too, but that turned out to be
Apparently
faked.
lost one of my images.
And SheWulf screwed it up. The podcast is over. It's done. We don't have an image. Anyway,
I did have. I don't know where it went.
it's all good.
Just put Call of Poopy in the background. You'll be good. Put a poop emoji. You'll be all right.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
It didn't want to show up.
That's not
Um,
funny,
What the
Fox.
How dare you, Wendy?
That's
It's
not
my show.
funny,
My
Fox.
show now.
So they had a trailer. A lot of the big COD YouTubers came out, and I guess they talked to Activision or somebody, and was like, "Oh, that was fake. It was bullshit." But the image seems to be true. It looks like it's going to be World War II. COD's going back to its roots. How is people going to play COD anymore with all that crazy stuff they've been doing in COD the last few years?
What? What about the jumping? Oh my god.
I know.
Exos.
What's gonna happen?
AW was my favorite Call of Duty.
I know
It's
where
the
you're
same
going with
people.
this.
You'll be
So
all right. It's the same
mad.
people.
See, yeah, it's Sledgehammer, and I really
You'll be
loved-
all right.
I loved Advanced Warfare though, and I wanted a sequel so bad to that
I
one.
did.
Yes.
I
But
love
I'm-
Sledgehammer.
I'm interested to see how they're going to do it World War II though.
No.
They turned their
mad.
back on SheWulf.
They were
They-
like,
oh,
"Screw
shit.
SheWulf."
I literally bought all their shit because, like,
Yeah, you did.
their
I saw.
exos
I saw
were
her
not-
Instagram.
The thing I loved about EXO is
I was like Master Prestige like 4 or 5. I was like fucking play the shit out of the game.
we were high up there, and you know the thing about like AW was the fact that the exos were not like space exos. It wasn't like you have magic boosters in your damn feet like all these like new ones that are putting out things. It was actually like
Yeah,
a
they took a
metal,
concept from, like, the
it
army
was
and all that
actually
kind
like
of stuff.
like people actually tried to invent an exo.
Yep.
And it actually had
But anyway,
like the metal framing
Back
and
to
everything.
World War II.
No, I don't want to talk about World
She
War
don't
II.
wanna
No,
talk
it's
about
fucking stupid.
She's like, I
Boots
just
on
wanna
the
talk about Advanced
ground.
Warfare.
I'm mad about this. Sledgehammer, you just no. I'm mad at you.
What does Wendy think about?
Yeah, Wendy.
Well, did you guys remember when Infinite Warfare came out? I was on the show and I said the game sucked, and I still stand by it completely.
Yeah.
And the thing is when I'm, like you said, with what we were talking about earlier with the grind to gear.
Yeah,
What gear can they have in World War II?
that you haven't tried it already.
You know what I mean? No, but I mean like, you wear green, you wear fucking brown, you wear dark green.
Well, my
So-
like thing with it was like they could do like an alternate universe like World War II where like things are different, kind of like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, see,
and
they
all
do
that.
that. Yeah, they do that. It would open up, options. And that's the thing. I agree with SheWulf. They should have stuck to the exosuits because it worked. And the thing is when it goes back, people are gonna be hyped. Yeah, boots on the ground. But
And
once
then they're
they
gonna
start
play it?
playing it again,
Yep.
they're gonna realize that you know what, boots on the ground just isn't what it is. What I thought it was. Because that's how I felt when I played COD 4, and I got hundreds of hours playing COD 4.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
but
only
Battlefield
played-
1 did really well.
See, but Battlefield 1 is still Battlefield. It's a totally
Yeah,
different.
they didn't go like
yeah,
to the future
but they
thing.
Style.
expected it to be. That's
Well,
the
and they didn't
players
go
that
like
pl-
so far into the future where they had those kind of things.
Yeah, and I'll
Right,
and,
right.
and this is just my opinion, but I'll still take Battlefield 4 or 3 over Battlefield 1, only because it's just like I'm already done playing that old style of gameplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
interesting.
don't know.
Like, I think there's a lot of like Call of Duty players that are really used to the new gameplay mechanics, and then they're gonna go back to like 3-lane, just walking, not jumping, doing any
Hold
kind of
on.
crazy
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna call Tim out right now. I have never said I want boots on the ground. Don't even try to say that I want
Yeah,
that
she doesn't
shit
like that.
because
Oh.
I have
Uh-oh.
never ever liked boots on the ground.
She doesn't like that COD at all.
Sorry,
Never.
Tim. She's right on this one, but
Sorry,
Okay,
but
so-
she
I
loves
I've
jumping
said- I've
around.
said I
Since
like
I
to
met
jump.
her, she's been jumping around.
I
I'm
like
just
to be
saying.
able to boost and move around. I do
Yeah.
not like just
But
running.
like for that kind of player that's very used to that kind of stuff, it's gonna be very hard to go back to a 3-lane, just walking, opening doors, going through doors, and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, because that's a very different gameplay mechanic, because it's very map control based kind of gameplay, and it's gonna be interesting to see.
But look at Black Ops 3. Even that one is back to the 3-lane, but you can still wall
boost.
run. You can still boost around. Like you still
Yeah, you can
have
get out
those
of the-
features.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because that's the style of gameplay I like. Titanfall, all those, I like that style. But just straight up boost on the ground? No, fuck that shit. I don't want to try to jump and my heel comes off the ground. Like, come on.
So I have not bought a single Call of Duty game since the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came
Blasphemy,
out.
bro. Blasphemy.
No,
it's
truth,
okay, bro.
truth.
It's
I
okay.
have not been interested in any of the future Call of Duties that have come out, regardless of how good or bad or whatever they are. I kind of got burnt out on Call of Duty last generation. I was tired of
fair,
having
man.
to buy a new game every single year. So
Guess
all
what,
these
they're
new
still
Call of
doing
Duty
it.
games. Yeah, they are. But, like I said, because I haven't bought one, for me, it's not going to be that jarring of an experience. And I'm sure there are other gamers out there like me who
You
love
actually
the World
probably
War II
excel.
setting.
You'll excel at that, actually, probably.
I'm really looking forward to them going back to World War II because like World War II now that's another setting that I got burnt out on. Like in the early to mid 2000s, every fucking first person shooter was a World War II first person shooter. But it's been a long time since I've gone and played a World War II shooter game, so I'm hyped to go back and play that. And this is going to be the first Call of Duty that I buy this generation, just because
That's awesome.
they're going back to that classic setting.
Awesome, man.
Hey, sometime we should do a little Call of Duty 2. Go right back old school.
Mm.
Oh
No,
my
no,
gosh,
no.
bro.
That's so slow.
I tried
then
that.
while
It
you
is
got-
slow.
When
It
you
is
guys
slow,
go do that, everyone else can come join me on Titanfall. Because, well,
I'll switch it
have
back.
an
You know
to
the-
the two.
I would
Here-
do
here-
Advanced Warfare. I love that game.
I love that game too.
Yeah,
Here's
you
how
know,
you do a Call of Duty World War II with fixing some of that stuff. It's basically early in the game through your first couple of missions, you come across an alternate bunker that was being developed by, say, the Nazis with future tech, and then you steal it, and then you get to try all the shit that never existed.
Yeah.
God, if they do that, I'm gonna wish I'd bought that physical so I could trade that shit back in.
See, now Mike's gonna buy it physical just in case.
I have to see a lot of gameplay on this game before I even consider playing it because
E3.
So I played Battlefield 1. And
I don't know how it's going right now. People are like dropping shit before E3,
yeah,
so whatever.
Like,
Well,
I
people are
played
liking
Battlefield 1, yes, okay. But you can ask anyone, I don't like running around in Battlefield 1.
you like
I
riding a
like
horse.
riding the horse in Battlefield
True.
1 because guess what? I'm fast and I can jump around. That horse jumps freaking higher than anybody in the damn game. And
Yep.
that even with Sniper Elite 4, the only reason I like Sniper Elite 4
You played through that shit. I was impressed.
because I can run around and stab people.
Yes, you're the only person I know that plays that game wrong.
There is no sniper
I am
elite.
an amazing ghost killer in that freaking
You
game.
played that shit like it was Splinter Cell. It was crazy.
Well,
If
hey.
there was an achievement for stabbing, she would get it.
Oh, she got
Yeah.
it. For
Oh,
sure.
I'm sure I would have
Stealthy.
because I killed I didn't bother shooting anyone with the sniper gun. Like I don't. That's my biggest problem with like boots on the ground style games like this Battlefield 1 is the fact that people tend to just find somewhere to hide with a sniper rifle and they just shoot people from and you can't jump out of the way
It's all map
because
control.
all you can do is run to the left or run to the right and hope to God that your heel comes high enough off the ground to get out of the way. Like there's not much movement in that. I can't stand that. That's why I like these newer shooter games.
It's going to be an interesting COD.
Yeah,
and I probably
when they
would
came
play.
out that PlayStation leak of the E3 what their lineup is, and when I seen Call of Duty Chemical Warfare, to me that works more so than
Yeah.
World War II.
Well, you
But
know what
whatever-
really threw me off about that was all the rumors were that Call of Duty this year was going to go to Vietnam. And then that leak about chemical warfare, I was like, no, there was Agent Orange in Vietnam, but that wasn't really chemical warfare against people. It was a pesticide where I don't want to get into history. But
Yeah.
anyway, I was really confused about that. So now that we know it's going back to World War II, I'm like, hey, Call of Duty chemical warfare, that can work.
That makes
I-
sense.
But all that aside, though, I'm just curious how Sledgehammer Games is going to do that because of the fact of having Advanced Warfare and changing it so much. Like,
I mean, there's a
how
lot
are
of
they gonna
games though they
pull
can
it
go back and
off?
like look at. It's not like it's the first World War
But
II
I
game.
mean,
they've done.
people expect these games to continue from the last. Like, usually they want their sequels to go with the next
Okay,
ones.
yeah, but I mean, if they're gonna stay true, say like it's boots on the ground, there's not gonna be any alternate universe and all that kind of stuff. I don't really see a problem. Like they have so much. I think the problem is gonna be how can you make the gameplay interesting at that point because they've done so many. I
And
mean,
that's my problem right there.
yeah, 'cause it's literally just gonna
Like,
be
to me,
Tommy
Sledgehammer
gun.
should have went Advanced Warfare 2 and leave the boots on the ground, if anything, to Infinity Ward and to Treyarch.
Treyarch,
Because not that they do it better or anything like that. It's just, I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like Advanced Warfare, but man, that game was fucking badass.
Yeah, I agree.
People didn't like Advanced Warfare because it was
Because
kind of
they-
like the first one that introduced exos and
gameplay.
the jumping into shooter games. Because Titanfall had released on Xbox only, so people were kind of very cautious about getting Advanced Warfare because it was the next game that actually went into more of like not a space, but like a future style of gameplay. And I think that's why it did so badly. And then everyone wanted, boots on the ground. And then there has been games that have come out and people are like, oh crap, you know what, go back. And then look at Black
go
Ops
back,
3. It
exactly.
comes out and it's like space and people are like happy about it. You can still jump around and freaking everything else like that. It's still the same. People are perfectly fine with Black Ops 3.
See, and my thing with the last two CODs is it's not so much the jumping in that bothers me. It's the mapping of how, like, Advanced Warfare, it was open to where you can jump over on top of a building. This, you're still cratered to a 3-lane.
Yep.
And you're just jumping left or right. And especially they had like an Elite or a Scuff controller, you're fucked. Whereas in AW, even if you didn't, I felt more like I could still get you because I had the room to maneuver around. You know?
Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest difference. Like, even Battlefield 1, if you think about it, you either have closed-in areas where you're stuck in 3 lanes, or you're in too big of an open area and people can just snipe you. Where regardless of if you have an EXO, you can move around. People can't just shoot you and you're dead. They have to actually work for it, and I think that's why a lot of people complain about it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think it's going to be an interesting game to see what it does, how it's going to do with, especially if it's going to be like a traditional COD, World War II kind of thing. It's going to be a really interesting experiment for them to see if they can get that Battlefield 1 kind of thing and all that kind of stuff. But I want to move along a little bit here. I want to skip around a little bit, SheWulf. I want to go to the PS4 Pro. So there's a leak of, possibly in the works, a PS4 Pro Slim version. Do you guys think we need one at this point? I don't know. When I hear about these iterative consoles and all this kind of stuff, I'm always like brought back to like Sega, where they did like so many goddamn revisions of consoles,
it was
and
like a
then they
stack
end up
on
just
stack on
destroying
stack.
themselves. Like, in
You know, the dumbest thing about this is the fact that the Pro is, okay, as much as everyone wants to make fun of how it looks, first off, it's mainly the console wars that make fun of how it looks.
Yeah.
I don't
And-
personally like it either, but that's just me.
But it's still not a huge console. It's not like it's super it's not like it's the Xbox One, where it was like...
Oh, now you just...
Well,
just-
no, I'm
you just hate
stating
it
a
right now.
fact. That was still a bit, like, that
You need
was
to put
a
a lock
bigger
on that
size.
haterade, yo.
I know, everybody gets into it,
smack
bro.
you all.
I thought you drank an energy drink, not Haterade.
Okay. But the Xbox One was still a bigger console. It was
Okay,
still
fair
in
enough.
bigger size.
Fair enough.
Where the Slim has still been or the Pro has still been proven that it's not as big as that. So to bring out an even smaller console is really beating the purpose, because there's already the PlayStation 4 Slim, and now you're going to bring out a Slim of a Pro, which is really
I just worry
not
that the market's
big
going to
be-
get like oversaturated and all that kind of stuff, kind of like what Sega was doing and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I
that's
don't
just my
think-
whole thing.
I don't think consumers need a PS4 Pro Slim, but I think that Sony needs to manufacture a PS4 Pro Slim, only because it will be cheaper for them to manufacture with newer chipsets. That's going to save them money. That's going to allow them to reduce the cost, and that's the way they're going to compete against Scorpio.
Yeah.
If they have a console capable of doing 4K, whether it's checkerboard 4K or native 4K, they can still advertise 4K based on the way the media is portraying 4K resolution. if they can lessen their manufacturing costs, which a slim console typically does, that's going to be a huge win for Sony. That's going to increase their profit margin. That's going to allow them to compete even better against the Scorpio with a lower price console. So I think that's the reason.
I honestly
there is one.
I don't really see like competition as far as like price goes with PS4 Pro and Scorpio, because I think even at when Scorpio comes out, like I think it's still going to be at a lower price point than the Scorpio is going to be at launch. So.
Oh, I'm sure it will, but if they
think
can
the
come in
only-
at an even lower than what it already
absolutely.
is, that'll be great for them.
But
And
do you
hey, a
think-
new design. And
But
all
do
Take
you
that.
away
think
some
the
noise that
only
the Scorpio's
reason-
getting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, take away some of the noise that the PS4 Pro has with a better fan.
But do you think that that's actually really
Shots
the,
fired.
Do you think
Savages,
that
you
could be
guys
the
are
only
savages.
reason why they're talking about a Slim though? Is just because
To get the
there's
topic
so
off of
much
Scorpio?
hate. Well, no, it's not even. Well, there's that, yes, but also because there's so much hate about how the Pro looks that they just want to like pretty much redesign the box.
Is there that
just-
much like hate on how it looks though, or is that just
You
like you were
see a
saying,
lot
like
back
console
and
wars?
forth.
There
Look,
was,
look.
yes.
Let's
There
call
was.
a spade a spade. It's basically a rebranding because PS4 Pro really came out last fall with a whole lot of fanfare. Let's be honest. The Sony's push last
What are you talking
fall
about,
was-
Newf, with that Mark Cerny like craziness that was just boring as shit? Come on, bro.
Well, like you
Go ahead.
could feel it. You could feel like the whole presentation of PS4 Pro was underwhelming from the right out of the gate, and PSVR was like basically the big thing that Sony really threw at people last fall. So I think it's just a rebranding, and of course they're trying to keep a little bit of hype going for this console as Scorpio launches. You know, like Mike alluded to, maybe they get their manufacturing costs down just a shade, which could give them an even better competitive edge price wise versus Scorpio. And again, it's just to make a sexier, smaller product. And you know how people are; they like the bigger, better deal. It works for friggin'
Oh,
Nintendo.
absolutely.
How many 3DSs do people friggin' buy?
I agree with you
maybe
100%.
one of those
Should
every
I
6
also
months.
throw out something? Someone actually pointed out about the overheating thing. What if they're actually trying to like just bring out another one to solve the issue of the PlayStation Pro overheating without
I don't know,
officially
like-
saying?
I
Like,
don't really
actually
think there was a
admitting
big
that there was
thing, like-
problem. It was
like-
overheating a lot though.
But not like a majority. I think a lot of
Not
that was
like
kind of
the
like blown out of the
Red
proportion.
Ring of Death.
Right.
Yeah,
Not like
I
the
mean-
Red Ring of Death.
Yeah, sure. There's gonna be like some like ones that are just don't get the quality and all that kind of or quality checks and stuff that they should have gotten or whatever.
You-
But I don't think
You
I
that's.
think
guys
they're going
think
to put a
it's possible
4K
that Sony-
Blu-ray drive in it.
Oh my god.
See,
I
but
don't
if
know
they
about
do
that. That
that,
makes sense.
that's gonna.
I mean-
But if they
That would suck for
Yeah.
the people that bought it when it
Absolutely,
came out.
I agree. 100%.
exactly.
That's not
but if
very
they did
consumer
that,
friendly.
wouldn't that add to the cost?
Yeah,
No,
probably.
not substantially. Like only the
Yeah.
difference in cost for a manufacturer between a 4K Blu-ray and a standard Blu-ray is only like maybe a $10 difference. So if they can cut down on the chipset, if they can put a different motherboard in that's going to have a cheaper cost to them overall,
Oh, okay.
that could
Overall.
way offset the
Yeah,
cost.
well,
the cost of
if
it,
I
yeah.
remember right, the 4K player is not needed. It's a gaming device.
Well,
Right? No, I'm
Yeah,
just saying. I'm saying. Remember that was the whole narrative going on with. the
Oh
whole
yeah,
back and
absolutely.
forth.
And then they're kind
Yeah,
of being
but
like hypocrites
I
to put it in there. Yeah, I get that.
Exactly.
when
To
you've
me,
got
the
Best
more the
Buy
better.
selling the Xbox One S next to 4K TVs because it's a cheaper 4K Blu-ray player, I think Sony has realized the error of their ways, and hopefully
Yep.
I
they
agree.
throw a 4K drive in there.
Like for me, like
Yeah.
what Iceman was saying in the chat, he's like, my day one PS4 is doing just fine, and I kind of agree with that too. Like I don't, I bought a couple PS4s. I just got the Destiny one, the white one, and stuff, and I have no reason to get a PS4 Pro, even if it came out in a slim version. Like I just, for me, it's just not a thing that I need.
And
Kinda
that's how
funny.
I feel about the Scorpio. I see
that's
no
how
reason
a-
to get it.
Yeah, no, I totally
how
get that too.
A lot
Do
of
you
people
think
feel that way about the Pro, though. The Pro hasn't been selling as well as Sony probably wants it to. So if they can come out with another revision, they're just going to hope to try to spark that interest in it. Because the PS4, the standard version and the Slim, they've been outselling the Pro like worldwide. It's not just like a local thing.
Yeah, no.
Do you guys think it's a possibility they could actually change the main CPU from the Jaguar?
I mean,
I doubt that.
If they did that,
technically,
that would be
yeah,
an
they
asshole
could.
move, to be honest
But
with
yeah,
you.
that would be the thing that I would be like. It would be an asshole move to everybody that bought into the Pro.
Right.
Like, because then you're just like doing another iteration of the console, and you're just gonna be like pissing off everybody that fucking got Pros.
Yeah,
And
what they
then you're
gonna
going
do
down that
next
whole
year?
Sega route.
Yeah.
Like,
Then next year they're gonna come out with a PS4 Pro 2.
yeah, I think
And then
that.
it's just
Yeah, I think they just gotta like calm down a little bit. Let's let people like get the stuff out there, and let's worry about the games instead of this fucking hardware nonsense.
Again, this is just rumors, right?
Yeah, it's all rumors. It's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
just to
It's all
let everybody in the
speculation.
chat know, this is rumor. But
Rumors, opinion,
if
speculation,
We
conjecture.
don't know for sure.
yes, we don't know. But if it is, it just sounds a bit desperate to me, and it's kind of stupid for them to do that when they just took out the system a couple months ago.
Yep.
See,
So,
I
yeah.
think it makes complete sense, but everybody has a different opinion about it.
No, it's stupid.
Well,
I mean,
honestly,
I agree with both. Like,
when you,
honestly.
when you look
man.
when you look at the launch consoles, like the Xbox One really screamed for a revision of that system. You know what I mean? Like they messed up in a lot of different ways with the Xbox One. I don't think the PS4 even needed a slim model. I mean,
I agree,
the
man.
the one they came out with looked pretty sexy as it was, and it's not that a lot bigger than the slim model is right now. It's
I
not
don't-
like the difference between PS2 and remember the PS2 and the PS2
Yeah.
Slim. Like holy shit,
Yeah.
that was a difference.
I agree
Yeah,
with
it
you
was
Newf,
like a
too,
fucking
and like
piece of bread.
I don't even understand the Pro honestly at this point either. Like why would you even do that? Like you're the market leader. Like you're beating Xbox like 2-1 from whatever analytics are saying out there. Like why even do a Pro? Like you should have just put that shit off, made a PS5, and then moved on with that. Like I think you would have had a much better reception.
I think the Pro is for VR,
Yeah, I
and I,
agree,
think
like, I
that the
agree.
Pro should have been marketed as such, and instead of calling it the PS4 Pro, they
well, they
should
couldn't have
have
done that, man, because
know-
like all your PS4s would have been able to use VR, and then it would have been like, oh, we have to backtrack.
Well, but
on that.
I mean that's no difference than the Scorpio versus the Xbox One or the Xbox One S. Your Xbox One day one is going to play Xbox Scorpio games. It's just not going to play it as well. So yeah, you could use the PSVR on the PS4, but the PS4 Pro, that's going to be where you're going to get the best PS4 VR experience.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
That's true.
I think you're right. I think we've said that before too. Is like I think that was the reason for the Pro, even though they didn't come out and say that. But yeah. Any other comments about the PS4 Pro Slimmy version possibly coming? Rumor, conjecture.
Shit, by the time I get a PS4, I'll be able to get one for like $50.
Probably. Probably. All right, let's go ahead and move on because I want to talk about some Phil Spencer stuff and E3 and yeah, I'm moving all over the place.
I said Foxy Deals. But
Oh, you want to do? Okay, we can do that and then come back. That's cool.
Foxy.
SheWulf just
Yeah.
put the smack down on GKB. We're gonna do Foxy Deals right now, and then we'll talk about some Phil Spencer stuff. So let's play the intro.
Hopefully it
All right, Foxy, what do we got for deals this week? Everybody's excited to hear what you got.
Oh yeah, you want to know what the foxiest lady has in store this time? Well, listen up. First of all, on Xbox games deals with gold, we got Mafia 3, and that has 2 SKUs, so you can save. And it has one for $30 and $40. We also got WWE 2K17. I actually liked it back in the day when it was WWF. Is it just me? I used to
No,
do
Yeah,
it
but
when I was
they had to change from WWF because
Yeah, I
it was
know.
the Wild
I know,
West.
They've been
Wildlife
stealing.
Foundation.
but
Yeah, they stole the
nostalgia.
name.
Nostalgia's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
I grew up watching that stuff with my brothers. But anyway, you can get the new WWE game for 30 or 45 if you guys want to pick that up. We also got Forza Horizon 3 VIP cars, that is $10. And Blizzard Mountain, $10 as well. So that's on sale if you want to play some Forza. And also another thing that stood out to me was Zombie Army Trilogy, and that is also $10.
That's an awesome.
Oh, that's a
game.
great price.
That's an
Yeah,
awesome game
so that's
too.
pretty cool. Over on the PlayStation discount side with PlayStation Plus, they also have Mafia 3 as well, same price, so that would be 30 and 40 as well. They have Assassin's Creed Ezio Collection for $30. Deus Ex Mankind Divided 18 and 27. And For Honor, they have For Honor. There's 3 SKUs on that one, which is 48, 52, 50, and another one for 70. If you guys want to check those out, both on Xbox and PlayStation. And then online deals, we have Mafia 3 again, but this is the physical copy from Amazon. It's $24 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Also on Amazon, they have Battlefield 1 for 27, cheaper than the one I mentioned like 2 weeks ago. So check that out. Watch Dogs 2 Deluxe Edition for $40 for both Xbox and PlayStation. And then you could go to Best Buy and price match those. And also in Best Buy, they have Fallout 4 for 20 and Doom for 20 as well. And I believe if you have Gamers Club unlocked, you get them even cheaper than that. So they might be like, what, 18 or 17 or something like that?
It's not bad.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. And
I'm
the
excited
last
about that Mafia 3 deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of Mafia 3 going around. So if you guys, held off, now it's time to get it because they're on sale everywhere.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
And the
demo came
last-
out, didn't it?
The demo?
Yeah, is there gonna be a Mafia 3 demo?
I saw an article about that, but I wasn't sure. So if there is, you should check it out and download that. That's pretty cool, Wendy. Thanks for reminding me.
Alright, carry on. Sorry.
It's all good. And also the last one I have is Final Fantasy 15 at Newegg for $29.24 for both Xbox and PlayStation. But you have to use the coupon code at the end, EMCRDCJ72. So I will
Get
be
that.
posting all this stuff on Twitter in case you missed one or you wanna share it with someone. There you go.
Nice.
Do you guys want to add anything?
I still haven't played Final Fantasy 15 yet.
Oh, dude, come on, dude.
I
bought
know.
You guys that.
I know. I haven't had a chance to play it.
Sad.
I know.
I just
Alright.
want to mention about the Mafia 3 deal. I think the first DLC for Mafia 3, or maybe it's the second one, I don't know, but it's coming out pretty soon. I saw it advertised, so
Yep.
I bet you this deal is in anticipation of that DLC coming out. They want to get people to buy that DLC pack.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Very nice, very nice.
Get that DLC money.
So yeah, besides that, you guys, like I said, follow me on Twitter. I'll be sharing all this stuff. And if you guys have your own deals you want to share with me, and then I'll share with everyone, just, Lady Foxfire and hashtag Foxy Deals. Back to you guys.
Awesome. So we're going to end the topics with Phil Spencer stuff, and then we're going to take you guys' questions and answer whatever you guys want us to answer. So Phil Spencer wants to take more time on games at E3, which I'm actually excited about. I am also cautiously worried. I had a good conversation on Twitter about the whole E3 and if people were worried about the games and all that kind of stuff. And thank you for everyone having a really civil conversation and not being like GKB is such an Xbox hater, blah 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 blah. You guys are awesome. And I really appreciate that. But
You're lucky because I get that.
I get it sometimes too, man. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm worried. I think, by him saying this, there's two schools of thought, and I totally understand. But for me, it's you're taking more time for games because maybe you don't have that many to show, and maybe it's going to be a little more hardware focused than I would want it to be. What are your guys' thoughts? Am I totally wrong? Am I just Xbox hating again?
No, I agree with you. The way it was phrased, I want to take more time for games at E3. Does that mean that he's already got E3 planned out and he wishes he had more time to devote to games, that he's going to be working on hardware? Or is that his way of just kind of hinting that, we are going to have a Scorpio reveal before E3, so that way E3 is going to be all about games? Is he trying to compare it to last year's E3? Because last year's E3 was mostly games. There was the Xbox One S hardware at the beginning, the Xbox Scorpio teaser at the end, but that didn't take up a ton of time, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So last year's E3 was a lot of games talk, so I don't know where this phrasing is coming from.
Here's my thing too about the early thing with the Scorpio. It's April. The end of this week is April. We have April, May, and then we're into June. And the beginning of June, the first week and a half is going to be E3. They really don't have much time. 8 weeks?
Well, didn't they do the Xbox One reveal right around Memorial Day, towards the end of May?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying they're running out of time. I think, and for that kind of a reveal, they need to get it out there and get people aware. Are they going to have fans? Is this just going to be a media event? I think honestly, they need to have fans there because it's going to be really hard to show 4K on a stream. It's not going to go well. I mean, they can talk about 4K and HDR all they want to, but it's not going to show well through YouTube or Twitch or anything else.
Well,
Yeah, I
doesn't
agree,
YouTube does 4K now, but the compression is awful.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I think-
think it is too. I'm sorry, Babu.
I was gonna say, I think Phil's gonna launch or gonna release some big damn titles at this E3. I'm almost positive in it. They're keeping quiet for a reason because they're trying not to let the cat out of the bag this time around. And I think there's some big news coming. We're gonna see some great titles, and that's why he wants a little bit more time because I think they want to explore them in depth, really get people excited. Because at the end of the day, guys, it's all about games. Yep. I mean, Scorpio's gonna be cool and all, but you know what? For the majority of us,
I want games, man.
We want the games. This hardware, like some people are going to buy that on day one regardless, and there's other people that are going to ride the fence on it. Like, to be honest, as much as I'm excited for it, I'm not one of those day one Scorpio guys. Like, I really need to see proof is in the pudding for me, man. Like that's another $500. Like, I just dropped $500 Canadian on my Xbox One S and then turn around. And I know what you're saying. We'll go trade it in, but I don't really want to trade my other systems. Like, that's
I'm
the
with
thing.
you, bro.
Like, I just don't.
I don't want to trade my Gears One in or my day one.
I ain't getting rid of my One S.
Here's a question I want to throw to Newf real quick. Like, I get this and I hear this a lot. Like on social media, they got all these big games, but like really like. We've seen a leak of Sony's like E3 press conference. It looks like they're gonna, if it's true, like this is all rumors and conjecture too.
Right.
If it's true, like they're gonna have the new Battlefront, they're gonna have Destiny, they're gonna have Red Dead. Like they have some really huge games there, and I think if it is true, I think Microsoft is missing the boat. I think they should have went after at least one of those games. Destiny would have been a fantastic one to grab, or Red Dead. And I just want to like, what games do you think they have? Because I hear this a lot, but I don't hear like any answers to that.
Well, I honestly think that there is some sort of Fable in the pipe, and I really do. I think there's something coming. That's too big of a franchise to kind of.
And I think
throw
Splinter Cell is going to be there. I totally agree there. I think that's going to be a good game. But
that'll probably have exclusive rights to the Xbox, probably.
Yeah, but do you think that
because?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish your question. I'm sorry.
My whole thing is like I get that. Like I think Fable's going to be there, Crackdown, all the games we know, Sea of Thieves, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the first party stuff.
Do you think that's big enough?
Well, we got Shadow War. We're going to see more about that. We can't forget that even though they've already announced it, we're going to see more in depth, and we'll probably see a fantastic version running on Scorpio hardware, which will probably blow people away. And and like I said, don't forget the ones they've already announced that are huge, like State of Decay. We haven't actually seen like firm footage running of that game yet, and I know a lot of people are excited for that. So there's a lot of just staple franchises coming, and who knows what Phil's drummed up out of Japan. That we don't even know about yet. So,
Well, and I just got to say that PS4 list is completely fake because earlier in this podcast, I mentioned Call of Duty Chemical Warfare, that would be a good name for a World War II game. Mm-hmm. I did a little bit of quick research, and there wasn't really any chemical warfare done in World War II. After World War I, chemical warfare was banned by the Geneva Convention in 1935. So that PS4 list with chemical warfare for the Call of Duty game, that to me just makes it seem like it's entirely fake.
I'm not saying it was real at all, but they are going to have, like, they have marketing rights for Call of Duty, but that's another game, like, that's going to be on their stage and stuff like that. And, that goes back to, like, my question, and I'll let you go, Wendy, here just one second, bro. Like, when I was talking on Twitter, it's not that, like, I'm hating on Xbox, and I'm just, for me to, as a gamer, to be like excited for Scorpio and all that kind of stuff, I need to see games. And I'm not just talking about like State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, and all that kind of stuff. I really think this is an important E3, not just for hardware for Microsoft, but for games, because they're not going to be leading with a Halo, a Gears this year. And they really, really, really need to go after some games to honestly compete with Horizon Zero Dawn and all those kind of stuff like that. That's the genre and stuff that I think Xbox is really weak on. Like they have the multiplayer games, they have the co-op stuff and all that kind of stuff. Not even RPGs, but just like action adventure type kind of games. That's just from my perspective. Go ahead, Wendy. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
That's not nothing big. No, I agree with you 100%. Well, what Phil said, I kind of take it as there's going to be a review, which to me is needed, because if they end up revealing that at E3, it shows an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. You need at least an hour to review that thing.
Yeah, and show what it does and talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then going into E3 with the games like you're saying, I want exclusives, and I understand exclusives. They did the numbers and they don't. So, but you got to give a reason to have Xbox. And I understand they had their exclusives. I know they're out there. I played them. The thing is they don't have the experience that in my opinion, that the games that are coming out on PS4 give. And not only that, like you're saying about the third party, you got to have more than one game showing off your Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to have a reason to like Shadow Mordor. I love.
Yeah,
I can see
I
why
think
it's game
that's
of
a
the year.
fantastic pickup for them. I totally
Shadow
agree.
War is huge, but it's still fairly new compared to a Call of Duty or
Destiny.
I know
Red Dead.
Destiny's new, but Destiny blew the hell up. I mean, that's big, and
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. They need that. They need to show off their Scorpio and
And
why
here,
it needs to be purchased.
well, here's my other thing too. Is like I totally get the conversation and the points of it's going to look better on Scorpio and it's going to do this, and absolutely true. I totally get that 100%. But the problem is a lot of YouTubers and stuff are going to gravitate regardless if it looks better on the Scorpio to the PS4 version because they're going to have
Exactly.
the DLC. They're going to have it early. They're going to have it first, and
Yeah.
everybody's
They
going
want
to be
the
playing it
ones
on
that
that.
are going to get their content viewed.
Yeah, and that's where
Yes.
I come from on my perspective of I think they should have went after one of those big games because I think it would have been a big deal for them. Not just graphically or looking like that, but just for that, the DLC coming out first and all that kind of stuff and playing on the Scorpio,
Yeah.
I think would have been a fantastic thing to do.
Well, also
Well, now-
YouTubers are kind of like becoming sort of like the new celebrity kind of things, and you see a lot of these ones. They are big into Call of Duty and Destiny, where they do videos just along that. But then their viewers buy these games because they want to, either play with them or, because they want to like become them or whatever. And the generations that are growing up now with games watch YouTube. Like our
Right.
kids are nonstop. Oh, can we watch YouTube? Oh, this YouTuber did this, and it's like
Yep. It's free
Okay.
advertising.
it is.
Well,
it really
now,
is.
Speaking of that free advertising, though,
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel that when it comes to third-party games, if third-party developers out there have games in development right now that are going to support Scorpio, one of the reasons we may not be getting a whole lot of third-party games on the Microsoft E3 stage is because Microsoft is going to let these third-party developers advertise the Scorpio for them. When it comes to showing off a game, a developer is going to want to show the best version of the game possible. And that best version, if everything we've heard about Scorpio is true, that the best version is going to be on Scorpio. So when we see gameplay footage from third-party conferences, that's going to be Scorpio footage, and hopefully,
I don't see
but unless
Destiny.
they
See, but
actually
but
come out and
Activ-
say that.
No, like-
exactly. Bungie's not going to come out.
Yeah,
and
they're
say,
not gonna
hey,
come
you
out
know
and
what?
say,
If
hey.
you want the true experience, go to Scorpio.
And
We're there.
Sony's
Yeah.
not going to let that happen either.
No,
Yeah.
and viewers are
That's
going to
kinda where I'm
see
coming from.
that their favorite YouTubers or see commercials and everything that these games are on PlayStation. The DLC, the early DLC, people who just don't want to wait, they're going to see that's on PlayStation. So that's where they're going to gravitate to buy those games.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
going to
Look
do
at
it
the
just
Destiny-
because someone.
And we've
someone-
seen like Sony with their like nice wording on their advertising being
Yeah.
like exclusively only on PS4 kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
Battlefront.
Well, take Destiny 2 beta when it comes out. What are they going to be playing it on?
Has anybody figured out who captured maybe the marketing rights to the new Battlefront? Because that's going to be another huge one.
yeah, like,
So-
like
that's
There-
still up in the air.
I
that
thought
thing
that
could
was-
be
it's
fake.
really leaning more towards
Yeah, I
Sony.
was
Yeah,
going
it's
to say, I
leaning more
thought
towards-
Sony had it.
And that's what I'm saying.
For
When
the
Destiny
last
2's
one.
beta's coming out,
Yeah, I don't
when
know
people
for
are
this
watching
one.
the beta being played by the YouTubers, or Twitch streamers, whatever the case may be, they get it a week in advance. So everyone, Xbox people, Switch people, they're all going to see it being played on what console.
Yep, PS4.
And
Yeah.
that's
Well, now-
advertising right then and there.
Now there have been some rumors or leaks that came out within the past week or two saying that the Scorpio is going to allow for 4K video capture when it comes to the game DVR.
Yep.
If that's true, we may see a lot more YouTubers, especially if the Scorpio is capable of streaming in 4K. Then a
I
lot of
don't
YouTubers might
know.
switch
We don't know
over
about
to.
streaming, but the thing
Because
is,
like the bit rate for 4K streaming, man, is going to be.
but
Well,
streamers,
I know, it's
stre-
crazy,
okay,
but
hold on a
it
minute
can't do
though.
that.
Even though someone
I don't
can
know, we'll have to see
stream
that.
in 4K, streamers and YouTubers are going to gravitate where they can get the best content the fastest.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Because
Because
that's
they all the
what gets
you see
their
all the
views.
Call of Duty guys, they switched over to PS4.
And these
Yeah,
guys
you're
half
right.
the time they can already afford a 4K capture card. It's not like they need
Yeah.
the Scorpio
When-
just for that.
Yeah, when
like,
I think that's a good point.
Sony-
I don't know if the Scorpio is going to be streaming 4K. I know they're going to say capture and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know about streaming yet. Well, that still remains to be seen.
and
but-
let's be honest, we're gonna probably
we'll
see
see.
a lot more capture cards coming out at 4K in this next year because of it. Because
Yes,
just
especially.
because of 4K 4K image and everything else like that, we're gonna see these capture
The-
cards.
Like it just goes back to like that's why I posed the question on Twitter about the whole worrying thing. It's not because like I'm losing faith in Xbox and stuff. I just when you see these things and they potentially could be true, like we don't know. I just think they should have went after one. Hopefully, they got Battlefront or something like that. That would be fantastic, and I think a really much needed thing. I don't know. What about you, the rest of you guys? Am I just Xbox hating?
No, you're not Xbox hating, man. I'm in the same boat, brother. I'm fucking rolling with you.
Big games, big names sell consoles. They sell games, and that's what people lean towards now is DLC. They lean towards games, and they're not going to buy a system if they can get everything early on a different one.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because it looks better, they're not going to do that just for that. They're going to buy where they can get it the quickest. Because people don't like waiting.
Go ahead.
I completely see what you're saying and everything, and a part of me is kind of like, well, I have to wait and see for E3 to see what they show me. And Phil made it, very obvious when he was doing the IGN interview that or the podcast thing that he wants to focus on games. So I'm looking forward to that. So the fact that me looking forward to that, it's unknown because I'm looking forward to games. I don't know what they are, or I do know some, but not all of them. But at the same time, it's obvious that PlayStation always does this. They always get marketing rights with third party because they don't have anything to show in the holiday. So in a way, it's kind of like I'm not even surprised. I'm going to play on my preferred platform. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Xbox has to show me, whether it be first party games or even later on third party deals or anything like that. But I'm not going to lean more towards, PlayStation just because of the whole Destiny content or other games that they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I completely see where you're coming from. They are showing off a little bit more. That's the thing about PlayStation. They always show everything on their chest, and they try to show off so you can buy their system. And Xbox is more kind of like hiding things, and then they'll show you when they're ready kind of stuff because they have problems showing stuff too early, and then it doesn't happen.
So technically they don't hide things because,
from before.
Example.
See, I agree with.
Yeah, but that was before. I mean, now they're hiding stuff.
I agree with
Spencer don't like showing games that are going to be like if they show Halo 4, Fable 4. That ain't coming this year, and most likely ain't even coming next. They just canceled, Fable. So
yeah, I don't know what the turnaround time could be.
I doubt he's gonna show it unless it's ready. He doesn't want to go back to the whole Scalebound bullshit. So yeah.
And that's the thing. What's ready? That's
Phil the Axeman Spencer.
Sony is the equivalent of your mom flashing her boobs on the bus before she gets to the strip club. Come on.
See, Sim made a good point. Sim made a good point about but marketing rights don't do nothing for from a gamer standpoint, and I totally agree. It doesn't do anything. Like, I'm still going to play it on Xbox and stuff, but I'm just saying for those potential customers to bring into whatever ecosystem, I think that does a big thing when you see that stuff being played on a certain platform. You're like, I got to get it there.
Here's the thing. Educated gamers know that. What you're talking about. The average gamer and the consumer, when they're walking in to buy a console during Christmas, when all the big games come out, they see all the posters and all the marketing and everything says PlayStation. And if they're not informed, they're going to think that's the only place that they can play. Hence the slogan, the best place to play.
Exactly.
And that's what sells shit. I don't know how many, Sony, when Battlefront came out, man, people thought that was the only place they could play that freaking game. Because everywhere you went, the TV, the theaters, they were all showing marketing for Sony. And like I said, educated gamers, they knew the difference. But the average gamer who does the bulk load of the buying at Christmas does not know. That is it. Because the hardcores buy their shit day and date, man. When Scorpio launched, the majority of people want Scorpio are going to have it in the first month.
Yeah. And all of us, on this podcast.
The majority... Well, not me, but the majority of the majority of Xbox gamers are the hardcore that are listening to the podcast that are on the panel are gonna buy it because we know.
Yeah.
But that's so. And the same people that are gonna buy it are the same people that already own an Xbox. What they do is if they want more fans, more people, they have to try to grab the people that don't know, and the only way to do that is with marketing.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. 100%. Let's go ahead and get some questions from the chat. Like I said, I think we're all super excited for the Scorpio. I do have some concerns, and I think other people do too. But I think Scorpio's going to be awesome, and I can't wait. We're going to check it out.
I'm looking forward to those games.
Yeah, that's what I just want, some awesome games. So who do we got in the questions? Did anybody see any?
Somebody had one, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, SheWulf.
Freaking butt's falling asleep on this chair.
Oh my god.
Thanks for sharing that. Question. All right, from Scrotums. What's up, Scrotums? Love your name, man. Wrinkly Scrotums, Hairy Scrotum.
No, what the?
Since Ubisoft seems to be making all their games open world lately, how would you feel about open world Splinter Cell? I would not be happy. Not happy.
That needs to be level based because they need to take their time to develop the environments, because the environment is basically what you're playing against. When you're playing Splinter Cell, the environment is the most important thing. You're using that environment to your advantage. So going open world, like, they're not going to be able to get all the details that you need to have a good stealth espionage game.
Yeah, I agree. That's what killed Metal Gear 5 for me.
Yeah. I want that linear, like, tight, small places. Like, hey, here's a building, you have to get your way through it kind of gameplay. So that's what I'm hoping for. If they do an open world, I'm going to be so not happy. Not happy. I'll be screaming from the rooftops. You'll be.
Eventually, we're gonna have like open world games set in like Australia somewhere where you're trying to stealth kill someone and you get killed by a fucking snake in the grass,
or a kangaroo kicks you in the back.
I'm just saying right now,
the
if they say Splinter Cell's open world, you can expect a week of videos of me ranting about how much I don't like that shit. Just
it does not need to be any more open than Splinter Cell Conviction was.
Yep, I agree. There was a question from 2 for Fox and SheWulf up there somewhere.
Oh, he said something. Well, you can read it. If you
Is it easier to be a girl gamer these days than back in the 360 days? And is there anything that could be changed to make things better for girl gamers?
Honestly, I don't think it's gotten any better. I think it's still the same. There's still jackasses out there that think that it's just funny to insult women that are playing video games.
I think it's a little bit easier for you guys now because I think we have like a tight-knit group of people that we play with.
You know what? I don't know if that's true, only because of the fact that...
But you guys can still get DMs and stuff like that, I understand. But
Exactly, but it's more or less... Female gamers are more known now, where I think before it wasn't as known, so people didn't really, I don't know if it's really actually any better or any worse, because like I just said, it was
360 was pretty bad though.
But it was less known, like whether you're a female gamer or not. But now, like, obviously everyone knows whether you're a female gamer, whether because of streamers or whatever. So I don't know if it's actually any better or any worse, because in reality, there's always going to be jackasses that just think they're funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's still bad. My daughter plays Roblox, and some asshole sent her a message.
Roblox is terrible, bro.
Yeah, sent her a message saying, "I like you." And my daughter's 6 fucking years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our 9-year-old gets non-stop DMs. I changed her gamer tag just so people didn't actually know that she's a female anymore.
What about you, Fox?
Non-stop.
Yeah, Fox.
I think it depends on like who the person is and what they've been through. So if they've been gaming for a long time or not. I've been gaming forever. Sega, PlayStation, Nintendo. I was on the 360, and I can tell you right now, it was way worse for me on the 360 than it is right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with the YouTube thing that I'm doing, this podcast, the community. So in a way that helps. But on the 360, when I was just gaming with my friends on Call of Duty or whatever, it was really, really bad. So I did get horrible messages every single day, and now that doesn't happen as often. It only happens like maybe once every 6 or 8 months. So yeah, for me, I guess personally, it's better. And I guess for things to change, would be like the fact that SheWulf and I do ladies' night and stuff like that. So the fact that we can share our opinions and we have other female gamers in there, it opens up that whole talk, and the fact that there's other female gamers out there to guy gamers who watch us on here.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously in my YouTube channel, I have way more guys than I do females. I think my female rate on my YouTube is like 14 or 15%. So I mean, they're out there. They're just not as vocal as SheWulf and I. So the fact that, you know, we do this show or we do Ladies Night, it does help. And a lot of the guys open up to it and they're like, wow, she's awesome. She plays just like me. They don't have to be scared or threatened in any kind of way.
That's a cool thing too. Like, big shout out to the community, because I have to say, like, a lot of people that watch our shows and videos and all that kind of stuff come play with us community game time, like, super respectful of like Fox and SheWulf. And like, if it gets out of hand, like, SheWulf and Fox just say something and dudes just quiet down and take care of business. So big shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome.
You know what can fix the problem? Stop being an idiot and grow up.
Yeah, grow up.
Come on, we're dudes. Come on.
There's always going to. That's the thing, though. Like I said, whether it's more known because female gamers are well known, or what, like, it could be just as bad. But because we're in a smaller community and we're actually in like our own wide of things where people know us, obviously we get respected a bit more. You know, people treat us better because they do know us. But there could actually be tons of, like I see with my 9-year-old, she gets daily messages, or at least used to until we changed the gamer tag, of rude ass freaking people, like, completely being rude to her.
Weirdos.
Like, non-stop.
Weirdos.
Yeah,
So
and I
really,
think
it depends the game you're playing, who you game with, what your gamer tag is, and just more or less what game you're playing, because it seems like Roblox is just a horrible game to begin with and should be deleted in freaking Xbox history anyways. But
good, Mike.
You know what? I stopped my son from playing that game just because I was worried about the type of interactions he would have from it. He was really interested in Roblox because he loves Minecraft. It's a free-to-play game, so he was able to download it with the restrictions I have in place. He's 7 right now, so you know, I have a lot of things in place on the Xbox One where he can't download things without my permission unless it's free and things like that. When it comes back to females being treated with respect online, or even going outside of just females versus male when it comes to genders, but races and everything overall, I think it all comes down to it's not going to change between the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One to whatever the next Xbox is after Scorpio. It's going to come down to us as gamers and what we teach our children. Are right now, if you're a 10-year-old listening to this podcast, if you're a 20-year-old, if you're a 35-year-old, if you have kids, it is your responsibility to teach them that respect for fellow gamers.
Amen, brother.
Whatever your personal beliefs are outside of gaming, when it comes to gaming, we're all gamers. We're all trying to have fun. We're all trying to achieve the same goal if we're on the same team. And it's up to us to teach our children, because when it comes to something as ingrained as sexism or racism or anything like that, it comes down to what we teach our children. It's not going to be a console generational leap. It's going to be a human generational leap where we teach the next generation to treat each other with respect. That, I think, is the most important thing.
Damn, dude. Preach.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
It's
100%.
true.
Well said.
also doesn't help with stereotyping females either, though.
Exactly.
Like, you get streamers who actually are complete retards that just like to show their boobs on camera. Really don't give other actual female gamers a good name either. Like, there is always that problem.
Trying to make that money.
Amen to that.
Trying to make
Got
that
that right on the. I just said that in the chat, oddly enough, because yeah, you're totally right. Because I go into Twitch sometimes and I'll see like legitimate gamers who are good at the game. They're engaging, like, especially if they happen to be male, and like fucking nobody follows them, nobody watches. But you'll get some ditz who's over there with her tits fucking hanging out, and she's like, and
That's
and she's got all these people watching her, and on top of that, what's even more like humiliating is when they do that, like, hey, donate to me so I can buy a headset, and I'm like, who in their right fucking mind just donates money for shit like that? Like, there's people dying in the world, you can't get a dollar out of people. But
donate to women just because they're dumb.
Add me on Patreon and I'll show you a little bit more later.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Sad but true.
All right, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to let all these awesome people shout out what they got going on. Thank you so much for like almost 100 people watching the show tonight. You guys are fantastic. We love you guys. Really appreciate it. It's been a rough couple of days. I needed this podcast to get me back in the game.
Yeah, we missed you, bro.
I appreciate it, everybody. So let's go ahead and start with our guest, Wendy. What you got going on, my brother?
Nothing really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, you can follow me on Windy City Gaming. I'm always at a debate to talk, whatever, have some fun, talk sports, whatever the case may be.
He'll pop on Console Corner every couple weeks.
Exactly. I'm glad I'm back on the show, and that's it. I'll be on again in another month. And
Like clockwork.
yeah, it's just my rotating shift. Everyone's always asking me why aren't you on and all that stuff, and I tell them, I work a rotating shift and it sucks. So I got to be able, I'm a very big family man. So when I'm home, I game and I spend time with family. I don't do nothing YouTube at the house. So
Completely understandable, bro.
Yeah, man.
so yeah, but I mean, I wish I could do it every week. If I could, I would, but I just can't. But I really do happy that you guys have me on, and I appreciate it.
Cool, bro. We appreciate you coming on, man. What about you?
Appreciate it.
What about you, Newf? What you got going on, brother?
Hey man, I'm looking forward to getting back in the Mass Effect, and I can damn well tell you, I'm not going to finish it by the time we have our next podcast, but it's going to be one hell of a ride. I'm enjoying it so far a ton, and like I said, I got so much to play. I haven't even touched Legend of Zelda for probably like a week and a half now, and the list just keeps on going. I mean, I'm like not even, I don't know, I can't even remember how far I am in Horizon Zero Dawn, so I got tons to play, dude, and I'm hoping to make a couple of more videos here real soon as well. I got some ideas in the old brain, and hopefully I can get them out before, they get lost in transition, so to speak. So yeah, follow me down below, add me on Xbox, add me on PlayStation. Love to game it up with you guys. Hopefully we'll have another community game night, and it'll be fun. Love that stuff, and yeah, it's always been a joy. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Great stuff.
Awesome. What about you, Mike? What you got going on, dude?
Hey, well, I want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to be living that Mass Effect Andromeda life for the next week, so beyond that, I don't have much going on. But you can always find me every Tuesday here on the Console Corner podcast, and I love talking games with you guys, so come join us next week where we'll have another good discussion.
Awesome. Fox, what you got going on?
Hey, what's going on? No, I was gonna say, Mike, weren't you on Quest last week?
Oh, yeah, I was on Quest on Friday.
That was really awesome. You were there with Maka, right?
I was. He's still having some computer issues, working on getting that all fixed up. But we had a really a lot of great discussion, especially regarding Mass Effect Andromeda, because all of us were playing on that. So go check out the Quest podcast if you haven't. Once this podcast is done, go check it out. Great group of guys. I love talking with them.
Yeah, it was a great show, man. It was a great show.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, you're welcome. Besides that, follow me on Twitter where I'll be sharing the Foxy deals and stuff, and you guys can send me stuff as well. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't think I've ever said it like that, but yeah, check out my YouTube channel, subscribe, and check out my videos. I will be doing some more, and of course, hanging out with these nerds next week. And thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out. I had fun last time on Game Time, so I'm looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely. SheWulf, what you got going on?
You can find me here on Gamers Knows Best. Hopefully streaming this week. Watch Twitter and join our Discord at Gamers Knows Best.
Discord, yeah.
Other than that,
We talk a lot of shit in Discord. You should come hang out. It's pretty funny, actually.
yeah.
I'm GKB, the governor. Back in it, guys. I appreciate everybody sticking with us after the week little break there. We just needed it. We're gonna be on Xbox Nation on Wednesday. Gonna have a good time. Make sure you follow us. Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and Twitter. It's gonna be a good time. We're getting back into the swing of things again. Appreciate it, guys. We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our dog is whining right now. He's gotta go
He
out.
knows it's over. He knows.
So we'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
See you guys.
Peace out.